Welcome to 302 Sports, folks. I'm Benny Mitchell, with me, Scott Kammerer, and we're at Cape Henlopen High School. We're at the beach for number 1 Smyrna Eagles come to town to take on the number 2 Cape Henlopen Vikings. And Scott, big matchup tonight. Probably the first big match the Vikings has had in a long time, where they're number 1 versus number 2. The Cape's coming in off the big win at the Springbrook tournament at Grapple Brook, and Smyrna coming in off a 2-2 performance at the National Virginia Duels.
Yeah, and this is an excellent match here this time of year. So number 1 Smyrna, who's multiple-time defending state champs, and if you want to be number 1, you got to knock off number 1. Smyrna is super strong at a lot of weights. They have 2 number 1 ranked wrestlers in the state of Delaware, and everything between 120 and 182.
3 number 1 ranked wrestlers.
Yeah, so everything between 120 and 182, we have ranked guys.
Absolutely, and there's you maybe call them toss-ups, call them shade one side or the other, but probably not going to see a lot of bonus. Right off the bat, we're going to see bonus right away. Cape Henlopen's forfeiting 113 pounds. That's 6 going to Smyrna. That's hard. You got to make that up somewhere.
Yeah, and I feel that Cape's in a good position. They have a lot of hammers, but we talked about this earlier. There's a lot of toss-ups in this match, so I think it's really hard to predict. Quite a few people ran the numbers, and they came up with a lot of different things. And you could see as many as, what would you say, 8 toss-ups? I
have 8 toss-ups coming in tonight. Some of them shade one way or the other, but they're toss-ups nonetheless. We have some 1 versus 2s, I believe. We have some big matches here. We have a state champ, returning state champ, ranked 2 returning state champs, ranked number 2, Larson Wilson, state champ at 170 last year, and Corey Lawson, state champ at 160. They're number 2 guys right now, so you got a number 2 guy ranked that's walking around with a state title around his neck.
Yeah, this is a super deep year for Henlopen Conference. There's a lot of great teams. Sussex Central and Cape Henlopen had a tremendous duel that we did on 302 Sports. Came down to the wire, and Cape Henlopen pulled it out. Cape Henlopen 4-point victor over Cesar Rodney, and they're talking about 4 of the top teams in the state of Delaware. Now you have Smyrna, tradition-rich program. It's been quite a while since Cape Henlopen's beat Smyrna in the wrestling dual meet.
I don't know if they ever have. Maybe one time back when they won the Henlopen North. Maybe at any time. The
1 in 48, I was told.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe once. That would have been the year they won the Henlopen North. I want to say 1990, 89, somewhere around that range. Yeah. Back when you had Nowakowski and that group wrestling for the Vikings. Cape comes in. They're 9-0 right now. They're coming in hot. But I think, Scott, if you look at if there's an edge, if there's any edge in this match tonight, I would say Smyrna is battle tested. They started the season at the Ray Oliver tournament. They went to Mount Madness. Of course, both teams go to the Beast. They're coming off of the Virginia Duels. They've had big matches, and they've had young guys that have been in big matches. Cape has some guys that have never been in front and been in this atmosphere yet.
Yeah, and if you're looking for any kind of matchup, any kind of insight into this match, St. John's College High School wrestled both teams. Smyrna defeated them by a significantly larger margin. It was 41, yeah. And
Cape by 20 or 19 or something like that. So off the bat, we're going to have Cape makes a move. Harmon's down to 106 tonight from 113. Harmon 2 and, I believe, 5, and Dylan Andruzzi 0 and 11. But this kid anyway, he's like 85 pounds. So we don't know what we're going to get here tonight. Can you imagine number 1 versus number 2? Coming down to the decisive match with 2 guys with a combined record of 2 and 22.
And that speaks to the strength of wrestling and how great of a sport it is, because even if you're 0 and 11, guess what? You still have an opportunity to contribute and lock up the match for your school. So even that he's 0 and 11, he's still the best 106-pounder in the whole school. He's representing
exactly.
them.
I see Cape student body showed up tonight. Talking to assistant principal Mike Demeterchik, he said he had kids come up to him and say, I don't know what to say at a wrestling match. They haven't been to a wrestling match, but they're here tonight because of the electricity in this building and their wrestling program. And of course, behind us, we have the very knowledgeable and the very sometime rabid Smyrna wrestling fans behind us. We're going to hear them in this broadcast tonight. They know the wrestling. They made the trip down. They travel well. The school is on a high note, coming off a state football championship, which I think your fall sports turn to your winter sports and get it going. So, crowd's starting to fill in. We're going to cut to a commercial, folks. Wait for Cape Henlopen to come out. Smyrna's already warmed up. National anthem, introduction of the wrestlers, and we'll be right back with number 1 Smyrna coming to the beach to take on number 2 Cape Henlopen in a Henlopen North matchup.
Hey, did you put that YouTube post up with the number 2 versus number 2? League did that.
Hi, I'm Jen Myers from Plate Catering, the catering division of Sodell Concepts, where we're doing beautiful, simple foods for you. We can accommodate intimate affairs or larger parties anywhere from 1 to 800. We can go anywhere in the 50-mile radius of our location, be it on the beach, in your home, on a farm, at any venue, including the Indian River Life Saving Station, which you'll see later in our clip. You can choose from a pre-designed chef-driven menu where we keep only the freshest and most local ingredients in mind, or we can customize the menu to your liking.
Camera of Sodell Concepts. We have 8 locations, a catering company and a food truck right here on the Culinary Coast in southern Delaware, and we'd love to see you at one of our locations. Fish On and Lewis in the Villages of 5 Points. Lupo Italian Kitchen on Rehoboth Avenue in downtown Rehoboth, serving homemade pasta. Papa Grande's in downtown Rehoboth. Our treetop deck has the best happy hour around. And Matt's Fish Camp, located on Route 1 in North Bethany Beach, your classic seafood chef. At Sodell, we believe in beautiful, simple food and making the world a better place. See you soon. Hi, I'm Scott.
This place is for everybody. Actually, my entire family signed up. So my wife, my children, my young son comes in. My son's only 10.
You have the kids classes, you have the fitness class if you're just looking primarily to get in shape. Obviously the jiu-jitsu class is what I come here for.
Every time I walk through that door, I'm unbelievably happy, that I'm here. I mean, just a reminder of all the energy and effort that I've put in.
Even if you just watch a class first, you won't know until you try.
Day or night to watch your favorite teams and sports on our many TVs. It's a great, fun-filled environment that is kid-friendly. Our craveable food menu has all the appetizers, burgers, salads, tacos, seafood, you name it, as well as our world-famous Hooters wings, which are the official wings of 302sports.com. Remember, you can always order online to take home our world-famous wings. It's your couch, our wings. Hooters of Newark is located at 136 Astro. Unique Image opened for business in Wilmington, Delaware in 1979 with one focus, wowing our customers with great products and even greater customer service. 30 years later, we are still doing exactly that. Whether you're looking for marketing tools to promote your business, gifts for your employees or clients, or planning a special event, we're here with the voice of experience to help you every step of the way for your complete satisfaction. Visit our new showroom in the Mill Creek Shopping Center, 4577 Kirkwood Highway. Unique Image, you envision, we create. Unique Image opened for business in Wilmington, Delaware in 19...
Welcome back to Cape Henlopen High School. Waiting for Cape Henlopen to come out. Real quick, Scott, here are the potential matchups for tonight's match. Dylan Andruzzi, most likely Keith Harmon at 106 pounds. Gavin Sembley appears he's going to be getting a forfeit.
At 120, we have Anthony Caruso against Cole Sebastianelli. And here comes Cape.
And here come the Vikings. 126, Cole Sebastianelli, Andre Curry. Greg Baum at 132 against Max North. Against Adon. He's been hot this year. He's won a couple. 70, Larson Wilson and Chris Ham. And Holden Kammer. At 5, Tony Weist and Brock Malone. And at 285, and Zach Flores. And folks, we're going to go to the public address announcer. So the two teams come out for the toying toss, and this may be key too, Kurt. I think Smyrna winning the toss could make it even more, causing more problems for the Vikings tonight. They have the ability to move a little more than Cape does, I think.
Yeah, and I think starting at 285 is kind of ideal for Smyrna. They can make some moves. They can make some moves at 26. They can make some moves at 60. But more importantly, they can bump up and make some moves and put their number one guy at 95 up at 220. And he is a pinning machine.
Absolutely.
There are no two ways around that. His legs are deadly, and I think
and his throws.
And his throws and his pinning percentage
is
astronomical.
Cape wins the toss, so we start at 285 pounds. Number 2 ranked in the state at 285, Zach Flores from Cape Henlopen. He's up against Elijah Taylor from Smyrna. So right off the bat, Scott, Cape wants bonus right here. They got the number 2 guy in the state up here. He's got to get the job done.
And Flores is strategically an excellent heavyweight. He's hard to take down on his feet. He gets out very consistently from bottom, and his ride on top is deadly. Okay, and Elijah Taylor, he's been thrown into a lot of hard matches, and he's battle tested. He's had 6 really hard matches against good opponents, so this is nothing new for him. And he's on the higher end of the weight scale for heavyweight, so he's a big, strong opponent, Benny. And I'm expecting him to make a real hard battle here for Flores.
As Bruce Buffer says, it's time. The match is underway here at 285 pounds, folks. You have a clock in the back area of the gym that you can see, so you can reference that for the time. The way the gym's set up, we were lucky to get that clock there. So here we go, 285 pounds, both guys pummeling in, banging on the head, looking for a play, and then there goes Zach Flores to a Russian tie. And Flores usually, Scott, looks to dig double underhooks in there, and that, just as I say that, he does it. and puts him on skates to the edge.
This is his strong move, and he gets good position. He works double underhooks. He likes to work with his back to the outside, so he's got a lot of room. And if he gets a trip and you go down, you're getting pinned, Benny, and you probably will have a bruised rib.
Our referee for tonight is Joe Labozo, veteran referee, bringing the guy down from Newcastle County to do this big Henlopen North match here in Lewis, Delaware at the beach. So still no score, under a minute to go here in the first period. And Taylor looking, he's going to get a little aggressive from his feet, Scott.
And Taylor's pummeling nice, and he's keeping good position. He has good hips, and he's daring Flores to make a big move here. And sometimes with heavyweights, an early takedown can really set the tone for the match.
Flores, probably his signature win of the season was a 1-0 win over Brian Wines of Milford at the Battle at the Beach. So he can win the close ones, and it's looking like it might be a close one here tonight.
And Flores is 21-4 coming into this match. He was a career JV wrestler before this. He's ranked second in the state, and he's made huge improvements. And he's pretty equal from all positions. I'd say his feet, bottom, and top are all pretty even for him.
I believe Taylor is a sophomore. I think Smyrna was expecting to have Jaron Carter out here this year. His brother was the heavyweight last year, but he's looking to play Division I college football, and he is sitting out his senior year wrestling. He wrestled as a freshman and a sophomore. So 0-0, I think that's benefits Smyrna right away.
And I feel like Taylor's up to this challenge. He's not shying away. He looks like he's going to stand him up right here, and it's going to be 1-0 Flores. And Taylor felt good on his feet. He feels like he doesn't want to get rolled and reversed, so he's going to look for a takedown here and take the lead back.
You're right. He's doing a nice job of pummeling in. Of course, he has a Greco coach in Kurt Howell, Olympic alternate in Greco-Roman. That's his head coach, and
I would seriously doubt that Kurt Howell and Elijah Taylor have been rolling around much.
But they can talk about it. They can definitely talk about it. 1-0 Flores as Taylor puts him up. Flores looking to go up top, and Taylor's just doing a good job of circling back inside, avoiding the stall call here, Scott.
And speaking of coaches, Smyrna has some excellent coaches. Kurt Howell,
Kenny Krieger,
Kurt Howell, 4 years state champ, undefeated, All-American at Clemson, alternate on the Olympic team. So they're stacked up with coaches over there, as is Cape.
And Flores gets going, approaching him, and he digs in those underhooks, but this kid's just doing a good job of circling out of it. I mean, I think his job, and I want to talk about earlier tonight, but the role players have to know their role tonight. Taylor's role is probably not to win. It's just to not get pinned or not give up any bonus.
Yeah, and right now he's well on pace to not give up any bonus. So 1-0, and he's wrestling strong on his feet, and he gets choice in the third.
Right.
So 45 seconds from now, he's going to have choice, and he could have choice, take bottom and tie it up. So I think he's doing a great service for his team.
Be interested if they take bottom, because Flores doesn't let a lot of people out. He's right on that 285, 286, and it's hard to get out on a guy like that sometimes.
Yeah, and he keeps good downward pressure. He reminds me of a guy, T-Buck, I used to wrestle with back in the day. And he's a big guy, strong guy, and keeps good pressure down on him.
And now here's Taylor getting the underhooks, but it looked like he was getting ready to go for the old body lock.
And this kind of match looks like it's shaking up. That one big move could kind of decide the difference.
Under 10 seconds to go here in the second period. 1-0 Flores of Cape Henlopen leads. Cape Henlopen in the black singlets. Smyrna in the silver singlets with the red S on the side. And we go to the third period. Taylor has choice, and Kurt House taking neutral. So looking for that one big takedown or looking to get out of here with a decision?
I think Kurt saw the same thing we saw, is that Elijah Taylor was pummeling, was moving good, and he feels more confident with him on his feet than he does on bottom.
Folks, we're on 302 Sports here at Cape Henlopen High School. I'm Benny Mitchell. With me, Scott Kammerer. Scott Kammerer, a former heavyweight wrestler out of New Jersey, East Brunswick, I believe. Scott, is that correct?
That's right, East Brunswick, New Jersey. I was a 1991 New Jersey heavyweight state champ, 32-0. Not a lot of close matches my senior year, but and I'm in the New Jersey Wrestling Hall of Fame. As of 2000, I was elected into New Jersey Wrestling Hall of Fame.
So we have the best guy to start the match here tonight to talk about what's going on out there. An ex-heavyweight wrestler, spent some time in Lock Haven, and we'll talk a little bit about that later, because one of my favorite stories is one you told me about your freshman year, and we'll get to that during the break. So here we go. Minute 18 to go here in the match. Flores still leads 1-0.
Yeah, and if this match might not seem significant because it's the first match, but Cape has to get 3 points here.
Absolutely.
Have
and I think they would probably like more.
If they could get more, if Cape could get bonus points out of this, but it doesn't look that way, Benny. In fact, Cape will be lucky to squeak out a victory here.
Under a minute to go here, approaching 50 seconds in the third period. Flores leads 1-0.
And strategically speaking, it looks like Flores has kind of gone on the defensive a little bit here, and he's looking to win 1-0. He's got a stall call to give up here if that comes to that. But it looks like he went back on his heels, and he's going to try and make Elijah Taylor take him down if he has to.
Under 30 seconds to go here in the third period. 1-0, Flores leads. First match of the night, 285 pounds. Number 1 Smyrna versus number 2 Cape Henlopen. Looking to snap, maybe a snap, go behind and win this match. He's going to start turning the offense on here, Scott.
Yeah, with 16 seconds left, he's going to have to do something. Really losing 1-0, it doesn't hurt to take a chance right here, Benny.
No, absolutely not.
So it looks like Cape's going to pick up this victory. Smyrna's happy with the outcome here, to be honest with you. No bonus points. Nothing wrong with that.
Kurt Howell turned right around to his team, started clapping. It's 3-0 Cape Henlopen, but I think that's a 3-0 Cape, or that Smyrna likes. So there we go. First match is out of off and running, and we move to 106 pounds. Keith Harmon at 100. He's been wrestling 113 this year. He's up against Dylan Andruzzi. Andruzzi not won the match this year, but he's like I said, he's a very small kid, and we see him come out. He weighs about 85 pounds. How much is this weight cut going to help Harmon?
See, I feel like Harmon's a natural 106 pounder. You get the 2 pounds, 108. He's been about 110. He's certified at 106, so he made the 108 pretty easily today. But talking about Dylan Andruzzi, I've seen him wrestle through middle school. He's good.
He's a good wrestler,
he's a good wrestler, and his record doesn't necessarily indicate that. You got to remember, Smyrna wrestles a national schedule.
Sure.
They were in the Virginia Duels. They were at the Beast of the East. So I mean, he's wrestled a very difficult schedule. So.
And Harmon right away, front headlock, looking to go behind. He had the single leg early, and they went out of bounds. And he looks like he wants to go cement mixer and end it early.
Yeah, and for this, Cape is looking for a regular victory and 3 points, and anything Smyrna could do besides that, I think they will be ecstatic. They're not necessarily looking for a victory here. He's got a front
near side cradle and gets the takedown.
What do you think of that, Benny?
Until he gets back points like now, but that's a close call on that cradle. He did have him on the hip, but it didn't even seem like he was able to keep him there.
I feel like he didn't really have control, so I'm not 100% sure.
He's getting 2 back also, so it's going to be 4-0.
I find that an interesting call.
It is, yeah. And Andruzzi gets the escape. 4-1, Keith Harmon of Cape Henlopen. And in again on another shot. And on the edge, gets the takedown. He goes up, he's got another near side cradle on the edge of the mat. And they're out of bounds. 48 seconds when we come back.
Sometimes the out of bounds is your best friend when you're on your
Absolutely.
And Andruzzi doesn't look like he's backing down. He looks like he's wrestling hard, and he's a good wrestler in his own right. He's in on a single.
Harmon put him up after put him in 2 cradles, but he put him up, and now Andruzzi's in on a single. Got to move down there. He just can't stay underneath. He's given up 15, possibly 20 pounds by now.
Yeah, and as a percentage, he's almost 20% of his whole body.
Right.
So once you get to 220. Heavyweight, 15 pounds is really kind of irrelevant at that point.
Sure.
But in this case, I think it's pretty significant. Looks like Harmon's looking for.
And Andruzzi's going to go behind. Takedown, Andruzzi, 8-4. And let's see how well this kid can ride. That could be key in this match, and they go out of bounds with a crosswise 9.2 seconds. Scott, this Smyrna bench is excited over this.
Yeah, and they know this is an important match. Andruzzi hasn't won a match this year, and if he could pull out a victory here in a 1 versus 2 duel, this would be huge for him, and this would be probably the biggest win of his career.
With a forfeit on deck, Andruzzi breaks him back down, and looking for a tilt here. He's got him tilted. He's got the swipes. That's going to be 2 back. 2 back. 8-6, Scott. Wow, what a first period.
Yeah, we'll see who has choice here. Harmon looks a little gassed.
And I said, how's this weight cut going to affect him? We might be seeing it right now.
He looks a little gassed to me. He's going to take neutral. I believe he got 2 takedowns in the first period.
That's correct. And then Andruzzi got the last one. So here we go. Second period underway. Andruzzi in on the leg. He's got to get backside.
This is where he got stuck twice already.
Right. And looking to funk. Andruzzi hangs on, able to survive it. Now he's turned to the backside, getting the angle here. Andruzzi ties the match 8-8 with a takedown here early in the second period. Now he's got a reinforced bar. He's already killed him once.
Uh-oh.
Steps over with the reinforced bar.
No points.
Nothing yet. He's going to come back over. He's
still got the bar.
He's going to put that 85 pounds on him.
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes it's not the size of the dog in the fight. He's got that reinforced bar.
He does.
Deep. It's deep.
He's tilting with it once.
And he's got a minute left.
Yeah, he's getting the swipes here with a minute to go. Steps over, looking to run it.
Hold 2.
Oh, yes, the 2. And Jersey goes up 10-8, and I believe he has choice in the third. Now he's got a half. Oh, Scott, this is trouble right here. This is trouble for the Vikings.
If he pins him, it would be devastating.
$40 seconds to go, deep on that half. Now he's got it on the near side corner. That's a pin. With 37 seconds left in the second period, Dylan Andruzzi gets his first win of the season in the biggest match of the year so far.
That's a real surprise. I think a lot of the people that had this match, they had it at Cape winning by 3, possibly a pin. So you're talking about a 9-point swing there for those keeping score at home.
And now you got a forfeit. That makes it 12-3. And Scott, I really think the cut caught him there late in that second period, the weight cut.
Yeah, so now we're on the 120.
So we're going to have number 4 from Smyrna, Nick Natacola. He's up against number 2, Anthony Caruso out of Cape Henlopen. This could be one of the marquee matches. There's going to be many marquee matches here tonight.
Yeah, and so you have number 2 against number 4. Caruso, a state champ last year at 106. Natacola, a tough kid that's had a lot of success for a long time. He wrestles on the national circuit. His younger brother's pretty good too.
That's right.
I had the opportunity to watch him in middle school. So this is a wrestling family.
So here we go. 120 is underway.
And to me, Natacola looks a little bigger than Caruso right now. He looks a little longer. And
this was the conference finals of last year, Scott. I think both these guys have had little trouble getting the weight early in the season. Looks like they're both down the weight now and both healthy.
This is really a marquee matchup in the Henlopen Conference and in the state of Delaware.
Absolutely. Caruso only lost in the conference so far to two-time state champ Cameron Hayes out of Cesar Rodney. Smyrna and CR have not yet, but Natacola has a loss against Dover to Taekwon Joyner. So here we go, 2 guys in the conference with 1 loss. This could be important on who's going to be on Hayes' side of the bracket come conference time.
Yeah, that's not a side anybody wants to be on.
12-3. Smyrna leads after 3 matches. We're at 120 pounds. And like we said, how huge is that pin at 106? And like you said, they got the pinning machine at the end. So I don't think there's going to be a lot of matches with bonus, and they picked up 1 already plus a forfeit.
Yeah, and I feel like right now, early on, Smyrna really has the advantage in terms of how things are supposed to go. And the great thing about wrestling, they're supposed to go one way, and a lot of times they go the other way.
Absolutely. Shot by Caruso, gets in on the right leg, head on the outside. Natacola looking to lock up in the crotch, save off a takedown.
And just for the fans out there, Benny, most people had this match 28-28 or 30-28
or 3-5.
3-5. Yeah, and that with Cape having those 3 points. Yeah.
And that looks like a takedown. He hooks the leg. Yeah, but doesn't keep it as the referee, Joe Lobozo, comes around to that near side. 25 seconds to go here in the period. And Caruso looking to sub up, and subs up to almost to his back. And we got a little scramble going on here.
Great scramble.
Whoever gets their hips up first wins this. 9 seconds to go.
Outstanding scramble. 2 great sets of hips right
Lots
there.
of Pearson coming here. 3 seconds to go. And we're going to end with no takedown. 0-0 at the end of the first period.
Cape fans do not like that call, but I think it was the right
It was the right call. You know, he had a leg hook, but he didn't establish control.
Yeah.
He was in danger of a Pearson there.
And it's rare for me to agree with the referee's call. I have to say I agree with that one.
I've been battling referees for 30 years, every sport. Here we go, folks. Second period, 0-0. Natacola takes bottom for that all-important first score.
I recently broke my 20-year streak of not yelling at a referee, so I just started a new streak last week, Benny. I hope not to break it tonight.
There we go. He gets the cut and scores. Natacola scores first. It's 1-0. Natacola coming in off a big, both these guys, Caruso, outstanding wrestler at the Grapple of the Brook, and Natacola coming off 4-0 at the Virginia Duels, and that's not easy to do.
No, Virginia Duel, and they wrestled some really good teams. They wrestled a team out of South Florida,
South Dade, yeah.
who was stacked.
A match where Tony Weiss took a loss.
Yeah, well, that just goes to show you how tough a tournament is. Tony Weiss bumped up to 220 and wrestled a top 10 nationally ranked kid, and it was 13-8. So it was a really good match, and I give Weiss and Smyrna a lot of credit
taking the challenge.
For taking the challenge. That's what wrestling's all about. It's not always about your win-loss record.
Minute 1:08 to go on to here in the second period. 1-0. Natacola leads. You know, sometimes, Scott, when you're talking about how Harmon looked gassed, that's the adrenaline, maybe. That's the big crowd. That's the big match. And, you know, like I said, coming in, I thought the edge Smyrna has is they're battle tested.
Yeah, and some kids, when you have a big match, you start getting nervous at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Sure, absolutely.
And that burns some calories, and that wears you down, and then you get out here, and you're a little shy about it. But
takedown on the go line by Natacola. He goes up 3-0, 42 seconds left. Not a great setup shot there by Caruso. Natacola took advantage of it.
Yeah, Natacola is a very opportunistic wrestler, and I would call him more of a counter wrestler than really an attacking offensive wrestler.
Right.
And his strong position's on top, as we've seen from a lot of these guys. Yeah.
Tilt, but doesn't get any swipes. Under her cone, approaching 30 seconds to go. Looking like he's going to run a bar half. Has the bar reinforced. Got the tilts. Getting the swipes. This is huge going into the third period, Scott.
Yeah, and Caruso will probably take down, to be honest with you, which would be the logical choice, but I don't know if I would.
Right, but this kid's got a lot of range. He's got a lot of leverage, a lot of length. And he gets 2 back. He goes up 5-0 here, second period. Under 10 seconds left in the period.
Yeah, Caruso might take neutral or top.
And look for a throw.
And look for a throw, or might take top and look to try and turn him. But he really wasn't successful last time when he rode him. So
here we go into the third period. Nick Natacola, he leads.
Coach Mattioni talking over with Caruso. They're going to go neutral.
Yeah, so watch out for a throw here.
Yeah, he's looking for a throw. I'll be interested in seeing what kind of throw he decides to do in this.
Well, if I'm Natacola, I'm not going to touch anything but his legs. Yeah. So here we go.
Yeah, Natacola is a counter wrestler, and he's probably going to look for Caruso to make another mistake here so he can score.
Looking to dump. Doesn't get it. Natacola back up in that front head position with a crossface.
And Caruso's been here before. He's experienced. He's a defending state champion at a lower weight, and he's got some interesting moves. He's got a dump. He's got a little hip over. So I've seen him do a lot of different things from here.
Interesting. These two both were at 106 last year, jumping up 2 weight classes. So we're going to stalemate with a minute 23 to go. Natacola leads 5-0. We're neutral.
Yeah, both these guys, Caruso's a sophomore, and he's probably going to end up around in the 38 range when it's all said and done. So,
Caruso takes a shot. That's a cradle, folks. That's a takedown.
Is he getting back?
He's getting the swipes. Long time to be there. A minute to go.
He might be pinned. He's pinned.
If he's not, he's very close. Natacola kicking the leg out, looking for the fall here. Under a minute to go.
He's got a minute.
And that's the pin. 57 seconds left. Smyrna is fired up.
And that's a real surprise. I think we had that toss-up leading towards Cape.
I did.
Yeah, Cape was expecting three out of that, and it's another 9-point swing. So things are getting away from Cape a little bit here, and they're going to have to step it up. So right here, at 126, we have Cole Sebastianelli, ranked 3rd in the state, against Andre Curry, who's a 126-pounder, freshman, ranked 4th in the state.
Sebastianelli, a senior conference finalist last year, lost to Rashad Stratton in the finals.
Yeah, and a nice show of sportsmanship by Sebastianelli. Shook hands with the referee. I don't recommend that,
right.
But hey, to each his own.
Sebastianelli's a good kid, disciplined father, state trooper.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here we go. Right away shot, backed away by Curry, he's avoided, and they go out of bounds. And Sebastianelli looks like he wants to come in and this dual meet right now.
He looks like he wants to keep it going, and he's
low single.
He's a tough kid. I've watched him wrestle for a long time, and he's always impressed me.
Curry gets in, go behind by Sebastianelli. He leads 2-0.
And Curry's game, he was a middle school conference champ last year, whereas Sebastianelli was in the Henlopen conference finals in the big boys.
Right, absolutely. And there's a world difference between that middle school conference final and the high school conference final.
Yeah, and Benny, we've been calling the Henlopen conference the Big Tens of
Delaware wrestling.
Delaware wrestling. A lot of state champs come out of Henlopen Conference, and I think we're seeing quite a few of them here tonight. Spashinelli leading 2-0 with 1:22 left.
In the top position, and Curry looks like he's going to go for that tilt. Smyrna locking up that reinforced bar a lot here tonight. And he's got it again.
I love the reinforced bar. I feel like it's diverse. You can stack, you can run it.
It's a lot to do there, yeah.
And you can wear a guy down with that. And also, it's a position that referees rarely call stalling from top or bottom.
Exactly.
Looks like he's going for a double bar here, Benny.
Yes, he is. He's got it locked up, and there's a minute to go in this first period. He steps over to the other side. He jumps aside. Curry's on his chest, doing a good job of fighting. Oh, he steps over. He's got them tilted, looking for the backs.
The best way to get a double arm bar, Benny?
Don't get in it.
Don't get in that.
That's right. No points yet.
He's going to sit through it. Curry might be in trouble.
Yeah, he's going to give up backs, and it's going to hurt.
His shoulder's really stretching, and refs are reluctant to ever call it because a double armbar is a legal move,
that's right.
Regardless of how.
And here come the swipes here. 30 seconds to go in the first period. And Curry in a lot of trouble here, and this is going to wear him out going into the rest of the match.
And bonus points could be a real possibility here at this point. This is a 5-point difference.
This is a match I had toss-up, total toss-up I had tonight coming in, because Spashinelli's, he's had a rough start to this year.
If he sits through a little more, Curry could be in real trouble.
Right. 7 seconds to go. Looks like Curry's going to survive the first period.
Watching Curry's face, it reminds me of the saying, once you wrestle, everything else is
easy. It's easy in life, absolutely. Put 3 back points on the board. Cole Spashinelli, he takes a 5-0 lead in the first period, and he's going to take bottom.
And the Cape fans are taking out of it a little bit there, and I think that was a smart move on Smyrna's part, come out firing.
They got the big student body is quiet right now.
Yeah, and that's how, when you go on the road, that's how you get the home crowd quiet.
In Smyrna, they're going to bring their fans. They're behind us, and they can turn a visiting crowd into a hostile crowd. I mean,
absolutely, and it helps when your wrestlers step up and have surprisingly big matches. So Curry.
So we get our first upset rank. I tell you what, Scott, it's going to be hard to pick an outstanding wrestler tonight. We got 2 big matches already, 2 big upsets. One is a number 4 beating a number 2 in Nicole and Anthony Caruso. Now we're up to 126. That's a reversal for
looks like he's going to
Spashinelli.
He's got a bar on the left side and a wrist. Smyrna's impressed me by working these bars today. It's kind of a throwback move. You don't see bars as much anymore.
No. When I didn't use bars because my arms were too short, but I taught bars.
Absolutely.
You know.
Absolutely.
A lot of my younger kids in the Henlopen Hammers, they will run bars.
Are both these kids former Hammers? I know.
They are not. Curry is. Spashinelli, he's a Smyrna guy. He's an upstate guy. Oh, and here comes some more backs, and that front head and harness. It is. He puts that head down on the far side. It's over. He needs to get his head down under that right arm.
Yeah, he needs to get his head down and lift Curry's head.
He's going for the twisting maneuver right now.
Curry's got 40 seconds left. He spent most of this match on his back, and that wears you down. Curry's a tough kid. He's shown me a lot this year as a freshman coming in and wrestling hard. I think he kind of ran into a buzzsaw here in Spashinelli.
Absolutely. Spashinelli having a quiet year. He was a conference finalist last year. This year has been a little more quiet. He's taken some losses. Was out of the lineup for a while, but he's back in it. He's back in it in a big match, and that's where you want your seniors.
Yeah, right now he's up 10-0 going into the third against the number 4 wrestler in the state.
And I did not have bonus in this match, let me tell you. Curry will have choice going into this third.
Curry's going to survive another period.
So we go into the third period, 10-0, Cole Spashinelli. And nothing's worse, Scott, than when you're going to the third period and your opponent gets up and sticks his chest out and walks around,
That's not what you want to see.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
And in on a single. And Curry switches eyes. He takes him to the mat. No takedown, no reversal, nothing. We're on the edge. And there's no takedown on the edge. Still 10-0, a minute 46 to go in the third period. Scott, body language is a big thing. You watch Spashinelli gets right up, comes right back to the center. Curry, a little slower coming back in.
Yeah, and sometimes when you're down 10-0, you're just looking to regain your composure.
We talked about role players. Maybe Curry's job was to win close, lose close. Now he's in a situation where he needs a big move because of the 2 earlier pins.
Yeah, in this kind of situation, what he's really looking for now is he's losing 3-0. He's got to score 3 points. That's really what it comes down to right now. He's got to score 3 points. And that's what the team needs him to do right now. And Coach Mattione's cheering them on and hoping to get there. But the body language of the Cape bench is not so great right now.
They're not. They're just kind of watching the match right now. Shot by Curry. They go out of bounds. Minute 6 on the restart.
So Curry needs 2 takedowns.
Yeah. Or a takedown or a throw, something. He's not a big thrower. He's a low attack guy. And we talked about Rashad Stratton earlier. They're cousins. Also, both of them are cousins to Avante Drummond.
That's a heck of a wrestling family,
Yes,
Benny.
it is.
I'd like to be at Thanksgiving fighting over a
Absolutely.
drumstick in that house.
Sebastianelli. He gets a turn here, Scott. That's a tech, and that's not something I think Cape expected right here tonight.
Yeah, this is a big surprise, but Curry's a smart, tough kid, and I'll look for him to bounce back from this loss.
Sure.
And I'll tell you, we all learn more from our losses than our wins.
And there he comes running out. I called the reverse bar. He's got him in a bad way up, but they're on their edge. 33 seconds to go in the match. Sebastianelli leads 12-0. Smyrna leads the dual meet 18-3.
Looks like he's going to pick up some backs right here.
There it is. That's going to be a tech fall.
Hopefully not a tech pin.
Scott, I didn't expect to see 18 points on the board for either team until about 5-6 matches in.
I think most people had not a lot of bonus, maybe 1 or 2 bonuses.
And there's another pin for Smyrna. And Scott, this thing could get ugly because coming up, defending state champ Greg Baum, #1 ranked at 132. And he'll be going up against Max Norquist. Baum, a junior. Norquist is a senior. That was a big pin for Sebastianelli. A roll guy in this Smyrna lineup, and he just played a big role tonight.
Yep, and Greg Baum's coming to this. He's 10-3, wrestling the national schedule. Max Norquist, 22-6, won a couple tournaments. He's a senior. He was over in Europe wrestling. He's put the time in. But Greg Baum, he's a special kid, though. He's a special wrestler. And I'd say pound for pound, I'd put him in the top 5 of wrestlers in the state of Delaware right now.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's a gator roll, just like T-Buck used to do right there. In freestyle, that's 2 points. But here, Benny, what's that?
There's nothing because he's going to come out here with a high crotch. High crotch to a double. We're on the edge. No takedown. You got that little gator roll, but Baum's a mixer guy, so he knows what's coming.
Yeah, and that gator roll, that's something that in freestyle that counts as points.
Yeah, nothing here.
Yeah, and you can roll the gator as many times as you want here in Scholastic.
Still zip-zip.
Still zip-zip. Crowd likes it, though.
Oh, it looks good.
I watched these 2 guys wrestle at the scrimmage, and Baum definitely had the advantage, absolutely. Right. But Norquist looks like he's not backing down, and on his feet is not Norquist's strength. He's a mat wrestler, and we'll see if he can keep it close here.
Both guys dropping down to a knee. Shot
Excellent
by Baum, and on a double. He's going to lift him up, take him down on the edge, and that's 2 takedown, Greg Baum.
Baum is so strong.
He wasn't
a great shot.
He was an upset winner for a state title last year. He had lost to Navarnik earlier in the season. He came back here in this gym and won a state title.
Yeah, and that wasn't a great shot, and he just muscled it and lifted him up and finished well.
And he's got a mixer, so you got to be careful when he's out front with that chin. Now he's got a near side cradle. He's got him turn it to his back. He's got a gable cradle, Scott. This is going to be tight when he gets it over. 35 seconds to go in the period.
And we all know everything Gable did, he did well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if you have a Gable cradle, you're in good shape. And I think Max is fighting it off a little bit here. He's got 28 seconds. Looks like some backs. He got 1.
He's got plenty of time, still 20 seconds.
And I like to see the referee hustle around like that. I hate when the referees go slow. So I got to give credit that he got around quick.
Yeah, you can miss so much taking that slow, leisurely walk to the position.
Yeah.
12 seconds to go.
One of my favorite stories, Benny, I heard you yell, if that was a cheeseburger, you would have got around there faster.
That's a baseball umpire.
If it was a cheeseburger.
It was a cheeseburger. You got there and made that call. And Norquist is going to get in the skate. Told you I've had a 30-year battle with officials from all sports.
I was at that game. He deserved
that game never officially ended.
No, it did. It's still undecided.
Everybody got thrown out. Shouldn't tell my war stories.
You got to pass on Little League.
Right. But here we go. Norquist on top, looking to get a turn here. He trails 2-1. Smyrna ahead in the team score, 24-3. And it's got 24-3, and we talked about the people that were prognosticating on DE Preps with 28-29 going to be the total of the night.
Yeah, well, I'd say people on DE Preps, I wouldn't necessarily
I'd be deleting that post.
Yeah, you can definitely delete that post. And here, Norquist's strongest position's top, and 30 seconds in, he's riding hard. It looks like he's going to get some backs.
Bomb able to roll through, bridges up, might get, looked like he was going to come out on top here. And he does, he gets the escape. Goes right back to that front head.
And I love about Ball, he keeps the pressure on.
Yes, he does.
He keeps the pressure on, and he makes you make.
He just went behind and got a takedown. Scott, one thing I noticed when they broke action earlier, there was a little bit of a tie, a little bit of a moving around, and Baum came out and was boom right back in his stance.
And Baum looks like a college wrestler to me. I don't know what his plans are,
right,
but he looks like he's fundamentally wrestles like a college kid or someone that's wrestled a really hard schedule for a while here. Norquist is a little more funky, a little more explosive, and has a lot of big moves.
He gets a point here on the escape, 5-2. Greg Baum leads at 132. Greg Baum ranked number 1 in the state. Max Norquist ranked number 5.
Yeah, Norquist is looking to move up a little here. An upset would be huge for him.
High crotch.
Looks like he's going to bail out here.
Oh, he's gone to his back.
He bailed out 1 second too late, Benny.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
If baseball's a game of inches,
Scott, interesting thing about 132. Think about the weight class. And who does Baum have a very similar style to? Jackson Dean. They have a very, very similar style, and that matchup's coming up, and we'll have that on 302 Sports too.
I was going to say Kerry Kolop, but
I'm talking more along Delaware.
Okay, all right.
This kid and Jackson Dean, they are so much alike. Both explosive, both very strong.
I will say Jackson Dean shocked me when Cape wrestled CR earlier in the year. I mean, I knew he was a middle school kid. I knew he was wrestled the national circuit, and I know he's got some good coaches up there at CR.
Right.
But he surprised me.
They're wrestling.
Really
the Riders are wrestling the Sussex Central Golden Knights tonight, and of course, I had that little inside tie with CR, and I heard Baum was going to bump up to 138 to take on Morris. He won the big match with number 4 ranked at 138, Drew Morris. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a good match. I'd love to see that one.
Yeah, 7-2 in the third period here. Baum with the lead.
So you're looking at a position now where Norquist.
That's a mixer.
Oh.
This is where he's strong.
See, Norquist in a situation where if he starts giving up more backs and gives up bonus.
Right. Well, Cape's not in the point-to-point shave anymore. They got to start pulling upsets. So, and that leads to big matches, big pins.
Yeah, Benny, what you were saying earlier in the match is that you go out there, and if you're a point-to-point or if you're a guy that wants to keep it close, all of a sudden you got to take chances. You open yourself up to get a pin. And we saw that, I think, 3 years ago when Thomas Ott beat Parker.
Right.
And when they came back and
state
wrestled,
semis.
Yeah, state semis, and Ott had to pin him. He ended up getting beat.
Right. Both guys now wrestling in college. Thomas Ott watching the broadcast tonight. So hello to Thomas Ott, former Cape Henlopen 3-time state champ. He's at the Naval Academy, and Zach Parker at Ohio University.
Yeah, and two of the best matches I ever really saw. You're talking about Thomas Ott, 3-time Delaware state champ, probably in the argument for best all-time athlete and
Cape
wrestler at Cape Henlopen. Absolutely.
He's in on a double here. He leads 7-3. He got another takedown. That's 9-3. He gets backs here. That could be more bonus for the Eagles. And he's getting the swipes.
Did he get 2, Benny? Is he holding 2?
He's holding 2. That's going to make it 11-3. That's a major decision if it holds.
Yeah, with 40 seconds left, Norquist is looking for an escape to preserve the minor decision. And Baum's either going to try and ride him out or maybe get some backs. Let's see what happens here.
Yeah, and there's the escape.
Now Baum needs to take him down.
And he's in on another high cross. Looking like he wants a good fireman's carry.
Norquist, does he have a leg in?
He's got it in, but he's on his own hip, so he's. And boom, out comes Baum. Takedown 11 or 13-4.
That's a huge moment right there.
Absolutely. 13-4 for Greg Baum. That's a major decision for the Eagles. 28-3. And Scott, I'm a firm believer in the big momentum. And right now, Smyrna has the big momentum, and you're coming up with number 6 in the state versus number 5 in the state. Number 6, J.T. Davis. Number 5, Vinny Diego of Cape Henlopen. How does this come? I mean, this could be another big turn for the Eagles.
And it looks like Diego's not wearing a mask.
That's right.
He got a tooth knocked out. Not the most important tooth, but it was a tooth.
I definitely thought the mask hurt him in the Sussex Central match.
Yeah, nobody likes to wrestle with a mask, and you can't breathe, you can't see. So it looks like he took the mask off. He's dealing with the pain. He's coming out here wrestling. It's number 5 versus number 6. And Vinny Diego's a senior. He's 11-4 right now.
He was a freshman.
JT Davis, a freshman. He's 11-7.
But 11-7 on it, that's a tough schedule, tough 11-7. Yeah. That's 2 losses at the beach. That's a couple losses at the Virginia Duels, Mount Madness. So again, battle tested. We'll see what goes here. I don't think these two have wrestled this year.
No, and Diego's coming off a really good showing at the Capital Classic Duels, and really good showing at the Springbrook Tournament. So he's got some momentum going, and he comes from a good wrestling family.
His brother graduated 2 years ago.
2 years ago was a state place winner, and a really good, solid member of the Cape Henlopen team for 4 years. I love to see the family connections in wrestling.
Oh, absolutely. 11-11 to go, or 1:11 here to go in the first period. No score in the 138-pound match. Smyrna leads the duel 28-3. Surprising, as a lot of people thought 30 would be the high point for either team. So a couple pins and a forfeit, a couple big upsets here so far for the Eagles.
Yeah, and my guess is early on I thought maybe they'd move around some weight, Smyrna, but it looks like at this point they're not going to show their hand, and these teams will probably wrestle again in the state duel, so you're going to see it again. So you might be laying the groundwork for some strategy later on in the season.
Looks like a go behind, back to their feet, though, no takedown to go out of bounds. I did have the inside scoop, I got to tell you. I saw Kurt Howe on Sunday at a youth tournament, and he said, we'll wrestle them straight up, the better team will win.
Yeah, I think that's a smart move on his part, because why would you make any moves if you don't have to? And you're the number one team in the state, and you're defending, what, 4-time state champ?
Right.
So I think that's smart on his part. Why would you make moves if you don't have to?
Still 0-0, 25 seconds to go here in the first period at 138 pounds. We're in Lewis, Delaware, Cape Henlopen High School. We're at the beach, folks. 302 Sports Wrestling. I'm Benny Mitchell, with me, Scott Kammer. And Scott, man, we got the best-looking camera lady on the 302 staff with us tonight.
Yes, and I also like that she's a teacher, so she can keep control of people like you and I.
Absolutely, yep.
She can use her classroom management skills and keep us under control.
I want to thank my wife, Krista Mitchell, coming out and handling the camera duties tonight here at Cape Henlopen High School. And, she comes with a lot of experience because she spent 18 years videotaping our son's matches, so I figured who better to do videoing of a wrestling match than her. So we've employed her at a $0 an hour rate.
I was going to say, wait, is she getting paid?
Yeah, she gets paid all right.
What'd you do with all those tapes of Trey?
I still have them.
Do you really?
The bottom drawer, buddy.
Yeah. What, you started out with what, beta?
VHS, yeah.
VHS beta? Yeah.
Eventually made it to a the little one. The
iPod.
Yeah. Eventually.
Thank God for technology.
Yeah, 18 years, a lot of changes in technology. So 1-0, Diego gets the escape. Minute 42 to go here at 138 pounds.
So yeah, Diego with choice took bottom, gets his point, and Davis looking for a takedown here. If he gets a takedown and then gets choice, he'll be in really strong position. And as far as Diego, I think a takedown is imperative for him here. I think absolutely imperative. He really hasn't been wrestling too loose on his feet. He's been kind of tight.
Diego showed you any real threat to score in the first period, but he just wasn't able to get him returned to the man. That could be a little bit of ring rust. He's been out of the lineup, with the injury, with the missing two. And, there's a world difference between live wrestling and practice and match wrestling, because you add the adrenaline.
Yeah, you add the lights, you add the fans, you add the 302 sports broadcast to the whole equation, and it changes everything.
And every photographer from every media outlet is here tonight, too. So that's what happens when 1 and 2 meet.
Yeah, matches like this are good for the state of Delaware and good for wrestling. There's not a lot of teams in Delaware, but the teams that are here take wrestling very, very seriously. And these communities take wrestling. We might be at the beach, but Cape Henlopen takes wrestling very, very seriously.
They've gotten into the talk. Cape Henlopen already knocked off the previous number 1 Sussex Central. A team that a lot of people don't talk about, and they're number 4 right now in the state. That's the Milford Buccaneers in Division 2, 3 straight state champions, and they match up well against some of these Division 1 teams. So, and they have Cape Henlopen and Smyrna on their schedule late in the year. Already beat Cesar Rodney.
Yeah, so Milford and Cape Henlopen are wrestling on February 8th, and Smyrna and Milford are wrestling a little after that. So we're going to see a lot of really close matchups. Milford's a great wrestling town.
Absolutely.
Smyrna has deep roots in wrestling. Last year at the dual meet, they had all their former state champs come. I think there was 50 of them.
Right. 6 seconds to go, still 1-0. Diego Davis looking to go behind, can't step over. 1 second, and there's the buzzer. So at the end of 2, 1-0, Vinny Diego of Cape Henlopen leads. And Cape needs a win. They need to stop the bleeding.
Absolutely, and we need some upsets here. And talking about state champs, quite a few state champs in the crowd tonight. Cape Henlopen's Aaron Mattioni's here. Matt Gravier's here. So I love about wrestling that people come out and watch. I saw behind us there's a couple of Smyrna state champs, former state champs coming out cheering on the team. They don't even have a dog in the race, really. No kids, relatives, but they love wrestling and they like great wrestling. And 1 versus 2 is bringing them out.
Right, and I said, we got to stop. They got to stop the bleeding because on deck is 2-time state champ headed to Cleveland State, Chase Arcangelo. So still getting into the teeth of the Smyrna lineup.
Yeah, and Chase Arcangelo.
And there's an escape by Davis, 1-1.
Yeah, and he's another kid, top 5 pound-for-pound wrestler in the state of Delaware, Chase Arcangelo.
His dad, a former state champ, actually sitting directly behind us. Joe Arcangelo, also referees on the state wrestling committee. Minute 20 to go here, 1-1. Davis looks like he's got a little more gas in the tank right now, Scott.
Yeah, Davis looks like he's wrestling really well, and Diego looks like the tooth is really starting to bother him a little bit here, and a takedown's going to decide this. 1-1 with a minute 4 left, 138 pounds, 4 versus 5 in the state of Delaware, and it's coming down to a takedown.
Minute 4, here we go on the restart. Diego, a little slow getting back to the circle. We saw that at 126. Smyrna's got the big momentum right now.
Yeah, momentum. When you're a 14, 15, 16, 17-year-old kid, momentum means a lot more.
Absolutely.
A lot more. And I think it'd be nice to mention, too, about Smyrna and how proud we are of them and winning 2 state titles in football.
Sure.
Public school. I love it when public school be private schools.
Former wrestler has a takedown by Diego. He goes up 3-1. Former wrestler Nolan Henderson wrestled through middle school, and he has recommitted to the University of Delaware, so we're going to get to keep him home in Newark for the next 4 or 5 years.
And that's a kid that was fun to watch. I had a great time watching him. And Sally's beating Smyrna almost made me as happy as Kate beating Sally.
Right.
So Diego goes up here.
And there's an escape by Davis 15 seconds ago. He's in on a leg on the edge. And we're going to go out of bounds. 12.9 on the restart, 3-2.
So 3-2, 12.8 seconds left. Davis needs a quick shot here, maybe off the whistle, give himself some time.
And there it is.
I think Diego might get hit with a stalling here late, but I don't
There's a sweep single. Throwing backside with 6 seconds to go. He's got the second foot if he can get the hands down.
He's got it, Benny.
That's a takedown, Jake. No, he calls it off. He waves it off.
What do you think about that call, Benny?
I couldn't see what he saw. He called it and waved it off. I don't know if the knees went down out of bounds, if that's what he was calling.
I think he had the ankle for a split second, and then it let off.
But in that, it's not just feet. If the knees go down out of bounds, that's out of bounds. And it's supposed to be an instantaneous call. So here we go, 145 pounds. The Vikings slightly get back in at 28-6 Smyrna. We have number 1 ranked 2-time state champion. Committed to Cleveland State University, Chase Arcangelo. He's up against transfer from South Carolina. He was 4th in South Carolina last year. He's ranked 4th here in the state of Delaware, Zeke Bean.
Zeke Bean just recently had his 100th career victory, Benny, at Polytech.
Yeah, Arcangelo went on that right leg, not going to be able to score there. And the thing here, we talked about, we watched Bean against Sussex Central. We talked about how he's a counter wrestler. He can't give Chase an early lead because as a counter wrestler, it's hard to come back.
Yeah, and I feel like Zeke Bean is really is a grinder. He's not. I wouldn't say he's necessarily better at any position. He's just a solid kid, solid family, just your typical hard-nosed wrestler that's looking to prove a little something here against Chase. And Chase has really impressed me for a long time.
Yeah, he's had a good season too.
I've said that about a lot of the Smyrna guys,
right?
But he's a kid. I don't see him do anything wrong. I just feel like he's a polite kid.
Yeah.
He's a hard worker. He's a state champ, and
has an older brother quarterback at Shippensburg in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, so another one of the wrestlers at Delaware wrestling community.
Oh, double leg by Arcangelo, looking to turn. Gets the angle, gets the takedown, 2-0, Chase Arcangelo. And this is another kid, father of a police officer, Newcastle County police officer. So I think that's where a lot of that respect comes from. Is he came out and shook hands with the referee also. Yeah. So there are 37 seconds to go. Arcangelo leads and hits. This is where he is strong in the top position.
I still can't get behind shaking the referee's hands.
Yeah, well,
I respect it.
International thing, yeah.
Yeah, I respect it. Yeah, I respect it, yeah. But he's got that reinforced bar also, and he's looking for a turn.
20 seconds to go here in the first period. Arcangelo leads. He's got that reinforced bar. So the answer to stopping Smyrna on bottom is you got to get your hands out and clear. And so far, Cape has not been able to do it because almost every one of their guys has been in that position.
Yeah, and Smyrna fans look like they're getting their groove on right now. They're screaming 28-6, leave the light on the way out. So they're sounding pretty happy right now.
Really? Did you rate that one? That was good.
No, he screamed
That's
right
what I said.
behind it. Yeah,
did he rate that one?
That's what I was saying. It was great. Yeah, it was great.
And that's the end of the first period. Archangelo leads 2-0 at 145 pounds. Archangelo, number 1 ranked in the state. Zeke Bean, number 4, and he's going to take neutral.
I think that's probably a good choice.
Yeah.
The reinforced bars incident.
Really.
Yeah.
And, you haven't seen him on bottom yet, so you don't know what he's doing there. And
Yeah. At least feet, you know what happens in
Right.
the previous period. You got one. You got taken down once towards the end of the period, so it wasn't like a complete blowout.
his father told me they were projecting him at 57, maybe even 65 in college. So he's going to have to put on some size with that length. But who knows? Maybe he's not started growing. His mother's very tall, so maybe he's stopped growing up yet.
Yeah, and sometimes in college, you get on that training table, you get eating, you get lifting, you get working out with other grown men.
There's a sweep single.
Basis.
In deep, Bean looking to lock in the crotch. It looks like he wants to go a little scoot and get behind. Archangelo comes up, passes the legs.
Bean looking to funk here.
And good funk defense there by Archangelo. Just kind of don't try to score in that position.
You see this a lot nowadays. Just an attempt at a funk, and they get stuffed.
Well, he's got a switch lift here if he wants it. He's got the leg over the head, locked in the crotch. We're going to get a stalemate. Yeah, the funk is kind of losing its, because how do you stop a funk? You don't try to score.
Yeah. You slow it down.
Right, exactly.
And as a former heavyweight, that was my specialty.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, so 2-0 here, a minute left in the second. Archangelo.
Stall call on Archangelo as he gets in on a shot, keeping those hips low. Bean looking to switch out of this.
Sometimes you make the decision to call the stall before the shot.
Yeah.
And the kid's thinking the same thing. Oh, man, I'm about to start moving.
Right.
As the referee calls the stall at the same time.
Well, Archangelo locks up both. He's going to sub up. Got to get height here to score. And now he turns in. Archangelo's going to get the score here, looking for some backs. No takedown yet. And there's the takedown. 4-0, Chase Archangelo. And now got a boot in on the near side, cross facing it over. And we're going to get potentially dangerous. Restart, 1.2 seconds left. And Archangelo, he's just staying on the attack. He's
And looking at his face when he turned around, he wants more points.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's not cruising in on a 4-0 victory with two minutes.
And he'll have choice in the third period.
I'm thinking he's going to take bottom, try and pad it a little bit, get the takedown, and then look for a major. And
that's where he's going to go. Coach Kurt Howell tells him to take bottom.
Yeah, so he's looking for an escape or reversal, and then he's going to try and get a major.
4-0, Archangelo leads. He's on bottom, comes to his feet, looking to clear the hands, cuts out. 5-0.
Bean's still aggressive, though. He's down 5-0, the number 1 guy in the state, 2-time state champ, but he's still aggressive coming at him. He's a proud guy. He's not backing down.
Right.
So here, Bean really needs to get something going. He needs to take down and maybe some backs. It's a tall order here in this.
Right, and Archangelo very good. He's going to get his own shot off, but defends very well. Now he's got a Russian as they go to the edge of the mat. And takes that Russian to a double leg, and they're going to go out of bounds with a minute 28 on the clock. Good crowd here tonight at Cape Henlopen High School. I thought it would be a much bigger crowd when they wrestled Sussex Central, but then again, they're only 10 minutes away. So.
Yeah, and Sussex Central and Cape Henlopen have a long history of battles in all kinds of sports.
Sure.
And,
Archangelo in on a sweep single. Looks like he's trying to switch it to a double. Steps over on the, and Bean's going to counter, and there's still no takedown yet.
So a takedown for Bean would ensure he's not getting major for the most part.
Right.
And one by Archangelo could put you in danger of getting major. That'd make it 7-0.
Archangelo's stingy, hard to score on. Being unable to go to behind. And he's going to pull back on himself. That's going to be a takedown. And some backs.
He gave him 2.
Holding 2.
And
so that's 11-1.
9-1.
Okay, that's right. It was 5-0.
Yeah.
9-1. So he's got the major. 35 seconds to go here in the match. number 1 ranked Chase Arcangelo with a 9-1 lead at 145 pounds.
So Bean really needs a takedown here.
Big
if he can
time.
Get one. Plus, also, you're going to wrestle this kid again. Maybe they give you a
2
little
or
bit
3
of
more
momentum.
times. Yeah,
it's give you a little bit of momentum.
Shot by Arcangelo on the high cross, not there. Bean's able to get the hips away. And right back in on that leg. He slides up. Bean with a whizzer. Don't step over there. And take down Arcangelo 11-1.
And that's going to seal the deal for Arcangelo. Great match. Really great match on his part.
Makes it 32-6 in the dual meet score. So, Scott, I refer to your college story, and it's one of my favorites how you told me coming out of high school you were a state champ, you went to Lock Haven, and you lost your wrestle-off, and it was one of the most devastating nights of your life.
That's right.
They had to pull you in off the ledge, and then the coach let you drive or ride the bus out to Clarion, and you watched your teammate get annihilated by one Kurt Angle and said it was the best moment of your life.
Yeah, absolutely. And I lost in overtime 1-0 to a guy that was a NCAA qualifier, and probably the first time I'd lost.
NCAA champ, Olympic gold medalist. Or no, the guy I lost.
Yeah, and I was one of those kids in high school. I didn't give up a lot of takedowns in high school, maybe 1 or 2 a year, and so to lose that college.
Nate Bryan in on a double. Gets behind, has to return him to the mat. We're on the edge here. We're at 152 pounds. This is a big ranking. That's a takedown for Bryan. This is another big ranking matchup right now. Number 3, Nate Bryan against number 4, Dante Jacquette. And Jacquette goes down. His ankle is hurt. So, folks, we're going to cut away to a commercial real quick, and we'll be right back with Smyrna versus Cape Henlopen.
79 with one focus, wowing our customers with great products and even greater customer service. 30 years later, we are still doing exactly that. Whether you're looking for marketing tools to promote your business, gifts for your employees or clients, or planning a special event, we're here with the voice of experience to help you every step of the way for your complete satisfaction. Visit our new showroom in the Mill Creek Shopping Center, 4577 Kirkwood Highway. Unique image, you envision, we create. Unique.
Hi, I'm Shannon Colburn, General Manager of Blue Coast Seafood Grill in Bethany Beach.
And I'm Douglas Ruley, Vice President and Chef of Sodell Concepts.
Located on Coastal Highway just north of downtown.
Welcome back, folks. Dante Jacquette up from the injury, and he trails 2-0. Jacquette has really had a pretty good year once he got the weight down, Scott. Actually, talking to my son Trey, who assistant coach at C's Rod, and he says he really likes the way this kid wrestles, and could be a decent college wrestler, maybe like a Division III type wrestler.
Yeah, and I feel the same way. And Dante's a senior. He's 18-3, won a couple tournaments this year, and he's really starting to hit his groove. He's ranked number 4 in the state right now. Nate Bryant ranked number 3. Really? He's coming in at 10-5.
Bryant picks up 3 backs, and Bryant, he's another guy. I made this a toss-up because I like Nate Bryant, but there's 2 Nate Bryants, and one shows up and he's a monster, and sometimes the other one loses close matches, but he's a great wrestler. I watched him coming up through middle school, and here he is with that reinforced bar, looking to get some swipes here. Got to watch his own back.
And I think sometimes when you're a real streaky guy, that eventually evens itself out.
Right.
It's when your streak is you always lose.
Right.
It's hard to really overcome that. But if you sometimes come out and blow guys out, and sometimes come out and lose matches you shouldn't, that can be fixed, and that can be fixed with coaching and maturity, just by growing up a little bit.
And we're getting some swipes here. First period, he's up 5-0. It's going to be a little more than that when he's done. There's 30 seconds left. And takes it out of bounds. He gets 3 back. That's 8-0 here in the first period. And Nate Bryant.
Bryant is taking it to Jacquette.
Yes, he is.
Taking it to him.
And doesn't help that he's a little lame right now coming out of that out of bounds.
Yeah, and sometimes the momentum of the whole match kind of wears on you a little bit. Like, you see some of your teammates lose that aren't supposed to lose.
The big mo,
Yeah, I mean, it changes kind of the way you're looking at things.
Jacquette comes to his feet, drops down to the ankles, looks to return him to the mat. 15 seconds to go. Jacquette turns in. Got a double leg of his own. He gets the reversal, 8-2, with 8 seconds to go in the first period. So, Scott, the Smyrna Eagles came in. They quieted that student section down right away, and they've been the parents are still cheering, but student section is a little quiet right now.
Yeah, and it's good that the students These students are out here supporting. They're learning about wrestling. Wrestling
might get some people out of here doing that.
Yeah, and wrestling's a unique sport. It's not like you see it every weekend on TV or a lot of people grow up watching. So it takes a little. You got to come to the matches and you got to see what's going on and win, lose, or draw. You slowly become a fan.
Big lift by Jaquette returns him to the mat. And that's the inexperienced fan. They cheer the mat returns.
They love the mat returns. It looks like there was some WWF-like activity.
Right.
They like that.
Right.
They're a fan of that.
And Bryant cuts and scores. He now leads 9-2. Minute 35 to go in the second period. And Scott, you referred to what we call the Henlopen Conference, the Big Ten of Delaware Wrestling. That phrase by Paul Collier, former Delaware, 3-time Delaware State champ, national qualifier out of Brown, now the coach of First State Military Academy. I have to give him credit for that. I didn't think of that one myself. That was a Paul Collier.
Well, a couple more shows, Benny, and we're just going to take his quote, and we're not
it'll be ours
anymore. Yeah, he's done. Yeah. He's
so
out.
Nobody watches the rebroadcast anyway.
Yeah, we don't care about that. So, so Henlopen Conference. How many state champs last year?
10 out of 14 weight
10
classes.
out of 14.
The past 2 seasons.
Yeah.
So, I think it's going to be a little closer this year. There's some upstate talent that is going to push some of our guys downstate. A couple of our weight classes where we're not as strong. Big match on Saturday. We got a 1 versus 2. We won't be covering it, but Slazy Annam and Caesar Rodney, Mike Primo, and Zach Spence will be on the mat. Yeah. 1 and 2 at 106 pounds.
You also see number 2 at 195. From Sally's.
Joe Miller. And still a lot of questions where he's going to be when the season ends. We go out of bounds with 37 seconds left in the second period. Nate Bryant leads 9-2.
And Miller getting pinned by Weiss in 34 seconds probably isn't helping him want to stay at 90.
Right, I agree. And Scott, we're talking about the body posture, the body position, and we go out of bounds, and these Smyrna guys are right back to the center.
Yeah, and Jaquette needs to get something going right here. He's down 9-2 with 25 seconds left, and I think a takedown will probably be a nice momentum swing for him right here.
Tries to step and throw on the edge, 19 seconds to go. Looks like Brian's happy to slow this match down a little bit.
Benny, what's your take on the 2 referee system for matches, big matches?
I like it. I don't know how much, this is a experienced JV referee. They have met a couple times. When they're working, I'm not sure how much this is a 2 referee system or another guy just watching and helping.
This is a 1.25 referee system?
Yeah, it could be. I've only seen them go together once, but I like it because there's times where you like the way Lobozo ran around and got in position and saw the match. Sometimes you can't get there, and with that guy on the opposite side, he may see something that
Yeah, and at the end of the day, they want to get it right.
Right.
That's all they want. They want to get it right.
It's wrestling's instant replay. It's high school wrestling's instant replay.
Absolutely.
This is a big match. You got 2 men. Might as well have 2 referees. So here we go. Third period action, 9-2. Brian, he's in on a body lock. And they go out of bounds with 1:48 to go.
And Smyrna reminds me a little bit of the Iowa wrestling style. Cape's more of a
little less edgy.
Yeah, a little
less edgy.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with being edgy in wrestling. It's one of the few arenas in the world. When you grow up, everyone's mom tells you, "Oh, be nice, be nice, be nice."
Well, you got to figure you wrestle for the brands. You're gonna be edgy,
But parents talk to me all the time, and I said the best thing you could ever do for your kid is let them wrestle.
Yeah, I agree. Jaquette looks like he's going to score here on the edge. He does. Take that. They go out of bounds. 9-4. Winning Nate Bryant. And Coach Kurt Howe gets up off the bench, and he's going to get a little bit in the Bryant's griddle right now.
What do you think? Cut him? Yeah, I think.
Yeah, he is.
There you go. So.
Well, let's see what Bryant does. I kind of felt he was slowing this match down with the lead. Now maybe he might open up a little bit again. And Jaquette with another takedown. It's going to make it 10-6, and he cuts him right there on the edge. Minute to go.
Yeah, I think that ankle injury early on really slowed Jaquette down.
I agree,
Now he looks like he's picking up the pace tremendously.
Stall call on Bryant.
Why don't we let him wrestle there? Let him wrestle on the side of the mat.
I would like to see the high school rule go to the college rule.
Let him wrestle, especially the bigger guys.
Right. 30 feet's not enough for them sometimes. Shot by Jaquette, but we have an injury time?
We got a poke in the eye.
Now he's on injury time.
And they're screaming deep from the bleachers, Benny.
Yeah.
In the darkness of the bleachers,
that's
they're
right.
screaming.
The old taped up thumb.
Yeah. Got him with a poke in the eye.
302 Sports. Benny Mitchell with me. Scott Kammerer bringing the action here. Number 1 Smyrna versus number 2. And that's right. This is his second injury timeout. So Bryant will have choice. So and I would take down since he's cut me 3 times in a row. And that's what they're going to do. So Jacquette out of injury timeouts, and he's going to put him up, makes it 12-6. 53 seconds to go.
I think that's a good rule change. I always like that. If the guy gets 2 injury times, after that, it's when they restart, it gets the wrestler.
The wrestler gets choice.
Yeah.
And there's a stall call on Bryant. It's going to give him a point, make it 12-7 with 35 seconds to go. He gets a takedown on the throw. Out of bounds, 31 seconds. Huge counter by Bryant.
Yeah,
Jacquette was really starting to turn it on.
Yeah, he had the momentum. Now you're talking about a 7-point differential, so that gets to be, and you're down, that gets to be a little tough to overcome. And Bryant was on the ropes. He was on his heels.
Yeah,
he got taken out.
Just got a stalling call.
And he got a stalling call. Now he comes up with a big takedown nearly out of bounds.
Jacquette comes out. Bryant stops drops her leg. Gotta be careful. He's got 2 stall calls in this match. Reversal by Dante Jacquette makes it a 14-9 match. And I think we saw both Nate Bryants in this match alone. He has really came out like a ball of fire. Was up 8-0, and for the last 4 minutes has been all Jacquette.
I will say Nate Bryant's a very diverse wrestler.
Yeah, absolutely.
He wrestled 2 completely different styles.
Yes, he did. 14-9, Nate Bryant wins.
Yeah, the problem with that wrestling that style, Benny, now Jacquette thinks he can beat him.
Right, absolutely, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, if he would have just hammered him down, Jacquette would have thought, no way I could beat this kid. But
and they're going to have 2 more meetings this year.
Yeah, and Jacquette's leaving that match thinking, yeah, I got a shot to beat that guy.
So we move to 160 pounds. For Smyrna, number 4 ranked junior Dakota Kerr, 2-time state place winner. He's up against the defending state champ from Cape Henlopen, number 2 ranked Corey Lawson out of Cape Henlopen. Corey Lawson with a big win last week over number 1 ranked Brandon Bautista.
That was one of the best high school matches
that was a really good match
I've ever seen. So Dakota Kerr, 11-6, coming in. He's got a really nice ranking, number 4 ranking at 160 pounds.
Lawson in on a high crotch. Pulls down, gets the takedown, 2-0, Corey Lawson.
Corey Lawson, 23-4, like you mentioned, Benny, with a number 2 ranking behind Andrew Brooks of Sanford.
Brooks, we'll see if he's back on the mat. He's been out, got hurt at the Beast. Actually talked with me. He said, I'm fine, I will be back. He just needed to rest a little bit. They're scheduled to appear in the Canal Classic, so we'll see if he's on the mat this weekend.
And Sanford, small but mighty.
Yeah, they got some good guys. A couple guys that can win state titles. Yeah. 52, 60. Granby rolled by Kerr, can't get out. Lawson returns him to the mat, out of bounds. 2-0, Corey Lawson, minute 15 to go.
And not having the football team hurts Sanford.
Sure, after they don't get upper weights,
Yeah, they don't get the upper weights. So 2-0, Corey Lawson here with a minute 15 left in the first. And Lawson's tough on top. He rides that bear claw and the tight waist, right. And he works it. He will occasionally get called for stalling on it. I think that's more inexperienced referee, but he's got the leg in, cross body ride.
Folks, stick with us after the match. We will interview. We'll have an outstanding wrestler. We'll interview and from tonight's match, and you can also see his picture and why. He'll be the outstanding wrestler on 302 Sports Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And we'll interview the winning coach, which the way things are looking right now, Kurt Howe, heavy in the lead, 35-6, and he still has some of his studs to come on the mat.
Yeah, and I think my vote right now is for Nader Kohler at 120 for wrestling.
How about Andruzzi?
That's true.
All right.
Yeah, how about Andruzzi? 0-11 and starts match off.
Actually, 0-17. 0-17. That's huge for that kid.
Yeah, good for him.
Could be a career 106-pounder.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's small.
Could be the first of many, many wins for him.
Right.
So Lawson riding strong on top here.
I was talking to Coach Howe Tuesday at the end, Sunday, and we talked about Andruzzi, and like you said, we saw him coming up through the youth ranks in middle school, and Kurt said, he's not a bad wrestler. He's just so small. He just hopes the poundings don't drive him out of the sport, only being 85 pounds. Well, I think he's stuck with him for a while now.
Looking at that kid tonight, it ain't driving him out of the sport, yeah. That win, that pin takes you a long way. That's like golf. You only need one good swing a game.
I'm good.
Keep me coming back.
Yeah.
That's all you need. You know, and this victory could carry him for a long time. I'm looking at him over here on the bench. He's a happy kid.
Right.
You know. And wrestling's not easy. And the life lessons you learn are mostly from the losses.
Absolutely.
Mostly from the you know what I remember about my wins? Pretty much nothing.
Nothing, yeah.
Pretty much nothing.
One or here or there, a big rivalry.
Rarely. And the crushing defeats are what forged me into be kind of the successful businessman I am today. And
Scott Cameron, one of our sponsors, Sodal Concepts. You've seen the commercials. He's the CEO, and like he look, we're going to get some backstory. Like he joked, it just shows a heavyweight can be a spokesman for a company.
I'm giving all heavyweights hope that someday they could be CEOs of the company.
And company spokesman, absolutely.
Yeah. And wrestlers make good businessmen usually. They can work hard.
Right.
You know, I talked to your son Trey about this a lot. You know,
right.
Wrestlers make great businessmen because they understand the amount of time that you have to put in to be successful, and time over and above what a normal human being would do.
Well, you know, in wrestling, you go to a practice, you got to keep your weight down, you got to have a small dinner, and then you have to go out for maybe a mile or two run. When everybody else is playing Xbox or watching television. So wrestlers are a special breed.
And the amount of discipline that it takes, and the emotional. I see guys that cut weight, they do all this extra work, and they still lose.
Right.
And that's what I tell you. The thing that has most helped me in business is my ability to make a plan. I made a plan to become a good wrestler.
Right.
It didn't just happen. I mean, I went to camps, I went to clinics, I went workout partners.
Oh, and Teresa got a boot in, got the scissors and a power half, not able to score. Lawson, good job staying off his back. But this second period has changed this match, Scott.
Yeah, and I think Dakota Kerr kind of evened the score a little bit here. 10 seconds left. He rode him out. His legs are the great equalizer.
Oh, absolutely.
You can ride legs, it can be I don't care how strong you are or how good you are.
You got to get that guy off your back.
If you can ride legs, it's a great equalizer.
So if you're Kerr, what do you take, Top?
Unless
they're on neutral.
Yeah, I was going to say, unless Corey Lawson surprisingly learned Sheldon Thomas' leg defense in between the periods.
Right.
Yeah, you might want to take that.
2-0, Corey Lawson, Cape Henlopen leads. Here at 160 pounds, sweep single, nice job. Got to watch that kick over mixer. In on a double now. Steps over, looking to score. There's the takedown, 4-0 Lawson. So maybe these two, they're going to see each other again. Maybe next time take top and try to turn that power half.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking if I'm Dakota Kerr and I'm watching this tape, that's the other thing wrestlers do tremendously well. They watch tape, and they pick up nuances and they pick up changes. And this guy did this right, and I'm going to change it. And if I'm Dakota Kerr, I'm looking like, man, I did good on top. I might look to step that up a notch.
I was just an inch or two away from turning this guy.
Yeah.
Out of bounds, almost. Minute 11 to go on the restart.
And this is a match a lot of people thought Cape was going to get some bonus points out of it.
Yeah, I had it. This is one that I had, and he's going to put them up. This is one that I had with no bonus, only because I know how Kerr can slow things down with his legs. Yeah. And most likely he's going to be on top at least one time.
Yeah, and Corey's having a good year. He's had a lot of pins, a lot of bonus points, and he's a defending state champ, and he's risen to the occasion and beat another state champ. 160
is going to be an exciting weight class at the end with Bautista and Lawson and Andrew Brooks. So and this kid, he lost to Bautista 1-0 at the Beast of the East. 45 seconds to go here in the match. And looking to hit a mixer, but Lawson gets the takedown. And he's just trying to force that kick over mixer.
So now 6-1, you get a turn.
Right.
9-1, now you're looking for a major.
Looks like he's going to cut him.
Surprising.
25 seconds to go here at 160 pounds. Double leg shot by Lawson. He gets the takedown, 10 or 8-2. Running out of time, 15 seconds to go and counting.
Looks like Cape's going to pick up a victory here.
A much needed one at this point. 8-2, Corey Lawson.
So that's going to make it 35-9.
Stops the bleeding for a while. Coming up now at
4 matches left.
70 pounds for Cape Henlopen, number 4 ranked sophomore Chris Hanlon. And he's up against number 2 defending state champion Larson Wilson. Interesting about that, he's a defending state champion. He's number 2. He won the state title in overtime against Logan Montgomery of slays Annam, and then at the Mount Madness, Logan Montgomery beats him in overtime.
Yeah, and Hanlon beat Larson Wilson last year at the duel.
Right.
Wilson came back and beat him in conferences, beat him in state duels, and I think he beat him in the state individuals.
Yeah, beat him in the first round.
So Hanlon
does
have a victory over him.
Here we go, 175 pounds, 70 pounds. Number 2, Larson Wilson from Smyrna versus number 4, Chris Hanlon from Cape Henlopen.
Hanlon's coming in 18-6. He was an outstanding wrestler at the LaSalle College Wrestling Tournament. And like I said, he's got a victory over Wilson. And Wilson
front head reshot by Larson Wilson. He's in on a leg, in deep on a leg. Looking to Funk, same thing, just stop wrestling. Yeah, that's a cradle.
Larson stuffed the Funk.
Yes, he did. He's got a cradle with his own leg draped across the chest.
I don't think Hanlon's getting pinned here.
No, but
that's a big swing.
Absolutely.
Hanlon's extremely funky. And
well, again, great Funk defense by Smyrna. Oh, pulls over the cradle.
Oh, he's...
Larson Wilson came out late this year. He's a member of the state championship football team. So while the first tournament was going on, he was winning a state title for the Smyrna Eagles in football, looking to get another one here in wrestling.
And he's 5-2 right now, so he's ranked, he's ranked number 2 in the state. He's 5-2, and he looks like he's just getting into the swing of things.
Yeah, they didn't come out till after the Beast because they had 1 week of practice heading into the Beast of the East. So, and Hannon looking to switch, leaves the arm behind, 7-0.
And to me, Wilson looks a lot better than last year.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
he looks a lot stronger.
170 was a crazy weight class last year. And Hanlon gets the reversal, makes it a 7-2 match. And that may have been a case of Wilson trying to do a little too much.
Yeah, I think so. So 7-2, we got 20 seconds left in the first.
And I believe it will be Smyrna choice. Looking to cut, don't want the guy to score with less than 20 seconds. Drops down to the leg. Got to be careful of a stalling call in this position. He gets the escape. Makes it an 8-2.
And Benny, we talk about it all the time. You always want to score last in the period.
You want the last score.
Last score going into the next period. You got momentum.
Wilson leads 8-2. Choice to Cape Henlopen. They're going to defer, and down goes Wilson. 170 pounds for your 302 Sports. You can go to 302sports.com. We're on YouTube. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Also cover high school football and basketball and all state championship sports through the NFHF network. Wilson rises to his feet. Mat return by Hanlon. Put him in his back there for a second, but
that Granby off your feet to the lift, man.
Right. Yeah.
That's
right.
Larson's showing me a little something here. He's a gutsy wrestler. His family is full of excellent wrestlers.
Absolutely.
Yeah, his father's going to have to build a separate room for all their trophies.
And cuts. Hanlon drops down to the leg. And Larson throws in a wizard. Let's see if he steps over there with that far leg. No, he's going to come back out front.
His brother Kalen really impressed me last year. He was defending state champ.
Right.
Lost in the state finals before he lost. Yeah, 2 times. And went right back in the stand and started cheering.
Right.
Totally not like,
Well, his brother was next.
Yeah, but you win a state championship and you think like you're going to be crushed. And that's a well-adjusted kid.
Yeah,
it really,
absolutely.
he
Father is a professor at the University of Delaware, also a referee here in Delaware. It's Dr. Charlie Wilson.
Yeah, and I think they have a really good attitude about what this sport's all about.
Sure, absolutely. You remember the older brother, Jaron, probably shouldn't even wrestle his senior year, came back from that big knee injury and won the Henlopen Conference title.
Yeah, that was a gutsy performance.
Got him OW. High 4 ride here by Hanlon. And there's our Smyrna fans.
You can make the argument that he's riding parallel on the hips,
right.
but a lot of times if you have that leg in, they'll let you do it.
Well, the high 4, I hate the high 4 because it never gets called for stalling, even when they're stalling, And wow.
Now, do you think he was talked into that by the fan?
Possibly got him to look at it.
Yeah.
That's what a good fan does.
That's what a good fan base does. A really well educated
and knowledgeable,
very knowledgeable and vocal fan. That's what they do.
And that's going to be a stalemate. 5 seconds to go in the Second period, Larson Wilson leads 8-2. So Hanlon able to ride out the period here so far, and going to lift and return again. Granby, that's how he won a state title last year.
I love it, man.
Lift,
I love
Granby, Peterson.
I love it. And it was at the last. It was at the last second.
It was in overtime, yeah.
Yeah.
So here we go. Hanlon takes bottom position, down 8-2, third period. We're at 170 pounds. 3 matches left. 35-10 for the Smyrna Eagles. And now Wilson goes on top and puts his ride on. And you know, another thing about the Wilsons is they get better, and like a lot of wrestlers do, but these guys get significantly better.
He looks, and it's scary to say about a defending state champion. He looks way better than me. You know, he looks way better.
Yeah.
And I think he was opportunistic last year.
Yes.
I think he's actually has some kind of an offense this year.
Right. Like I said, 170 was a crazy weight class. You just put the names in a bag, shake it up, and you had just as good a chance of predicting the champ.
And he was the highest seed,
right.
Lowest seed. He was the lowest seed.
He was like 8 or 9.
He was 8 or 9 to win the state title. Yeah. Oh.
Low ankle pick there by Hanlon. That's going to be a takedown.
This might be a case of too little, too late.
Right.
Benny.
Got to be careful with that knee. That's sitting on the foot. And that's going to be a stall call and a point. Trapping the ankle for more than 5 seconds. That's that's like a rear standing position. That's an automatic one.
And so, I make the argument sometimes that leg gets caught under there, but you got to make.
Got to release it. Yeah.
Release it. Yeah, you got to release it.
Got to know where you're at, and he's going to put him back on his feet. 9. That makes it 10-5. Quick shot off the whistle. Wilson, little kind of a funk of his own there. Just wrapped around behind and caught the legs.
He's got a little funk to him also.
Right.
Well, he's got 2 ankles. What's this, Benny?
It's might be a takedown. I don't know.
Now he's got it.
And now Hanlon comes up with a takedown. It's like play wrestling out there right now.
I love it. Hanlon's a tough kid. He's not giving up. And it's 10-7 with 26 seconds left. He's going to cut him.
11-7. Down block there by...
So he needs a 5-point move here.
Larson's looking a little tired here, Scott. Like the gas tank on empty.
I think Larson came out firing and built up a big lead. Now he's just going to try and sustain it.
Right.
It's hard to score big points late. You know, you get sweaty, you get slippery. It's, you know.
4 seconds to go in this match. And that's going to be it. 11-7, Larson Wilson. Smyrna adds to their lead. 3 matches left. 38-10. Larson Wilson, the defending state champs, and we move to 182 pounds. Scott, if you want to turn on the mic, go ahead. This is your son, Holden Kammer from Cape Henlopen, ranked number 2 at 182 pounds, and he's up against Hunter Moyer from Smyrna, ranked number 5, and these two have a history. I think they had 1 match last year. It was a close match, and you can talk about it. Moyer's explosive.
Yeah, and Moyer's coming off. He was on the state championship football team, and Holden's a all-state lacrosse player going to college to play lacrosse at Franklin and Marshall. High-achieving student. You know, two class kids, 2 good athletes.
And we got a bounce. Little chippy. That's all right. These are 2 ranked guys. It's out of character for Holden, but he needs to be that way in this match.
Well, you know his mom's chippy. Extremely chippy.
She's a clop.
Yeah, she's a clop. Yeah, and she'll throw down at the drum. So the camera side's a little more self-contained.
There you go.
But yeah, this is 2 solid kids here wrestling, and it's good for it's good for the state of Delaware. 1 versus 2. That's what we like to see.
Minute 25 to go. No score yet in this match. We're at 182 pounds. Moyer and Kammerer. And Moyer reshot by Kammerer, gets on leg and they go on the edge. And Moyer, he's the kind of guy you'll see in the lineup anywhere from 182 to 220.
Yeah, and he's been moving around a lot, and Holden's been doing the same.
Yeah, Holden wrestled 220 early in the season against Caesar Rodney. I think he's wrestled there a couple times this year, has he? Polytech, I think.
Yeah, he's been wrestling mostly 95 and 220, but he's weighing, I think he weighed 82 today. He weighs around 82, so.
These guys sight set on Clayton from St. George's, the number 1 ranked kid in the state. Then you got some guys by the name like Zeke Marcosi and Lucas Hudson, and 182 is shaping up to be a good weight class.
And Henlopen Conference is stacked at 182.
Yeah, they're the top 2 through 5 or 6.
Yeah, and Holden lost the third-place match last year to Austin Clayton 5-3.
Right.
And I think Moyer was 5th or 6th last year. And Marcosi.
Well, Moyer was in the conference finals last year, correct?
Yep.
Lost to Van Voorst.
Dude, Van Voorst was jacked last year. He was another one. He was 195. And I thought, no way that kid makes 182. And he dropped to 182 in one conferences. And another kid this year is Lucas Hudson. That's 182. And I thought there's no way that kid makes 182. But he did. So, you know, there's a lot of tough kids at 182. And I think, honestly, Wiest and Miller being at 95 are
stacked
making,
up 82.
Yeah, making 182 pretty stacked. I don't think I'd want to wrestle either Wiest or Miller.
7 seconds to go, 0-0 here in the first period. Moyer, best position I would say is top. He's another leg rider.
Yeah, legs are the great equalizer.
And it's going to be his choice. He's going to take bottom. So 0-0. Once they get that escape, get the first point on the board in case we get to that ultimate ride out.
Yeah, Moyer's got a really good switch, and Holden rides a Turk.
And there it was, a little changeover switch. Holden looks like he's going to pull it back. Not going to get it, go behind.
Holden's best move is probably that suck back right there. And Moyer's best move is the switch. So it's interesting to see sometimes when two guys go against each other. Now, I'm sure Moyer's working out with Wiest every day.
Right.
And that's about the best thing you could ever have going for you.
And Holden looking to pull him back again, not there. Yeah. Camera goes back behind, come to their feet. Got to either cut him or bring him back or take the stall call. He's got to cut him with 1:25 to go in the first period. Moyer scores first, 1-0. We're at 182 pounds, folks. Number 1, Smyrna versus number 2, Cape Henlopen.
Moyer looks a little shook from almost getting sucked back, which I'll do it to you.
Yeah, last match of the year will be Smyrna and Sussex Central. And that's going to determine the Northern Division championship, the way things are looking, because I don't. There's no way Cape can get back in this. This is mathematically over. Look at the sit through on that single, turns into a high crotch. Back to a double takedown. Hunter Moyer, minute to go, 3-0.
And they're going to get a restart here where they're out of bounds.
This has got to be for Holden, win the whistle, because you don't want Moyer throwing those boots in.
Yeah, Moyer's best position is top, and his legs are really good.
So just Holden, win the whistle here, and don't let those boots come in. And off the whistle, Holden comes back to the knee, master position, gets up, hand fights. Lift by Moyer, return, and traps the wrist on that right side. 50 seconds to go. And Camera back up again, turns, cuts on the edge, gets the escape. 3-1, Moyer. 45 seconds to go in the second period.
So Holden has choice in the third.
He will have choice in the third period. Unless something changes, you still got to take down, and he did a good job. He didn't let the legs in. He got the point. So
these are two really well-built kids.
They are, yeah.
High school kids at 182.
Holding it on a single, brings it to his feet mid-level. They're on the edge. Quarter Nelson by Moyer. They're going to go on the out of bounds. No score. Yeah, these two guys know where the weight room is in their school.
Yeah, they are jacked. They are both really jacked.
Well, and a lot of that is cutting down and getting that body fat off from 195 where they've been early in the season. 3-1. 12 seconds to go here in the second period. Five seconds, and Hunter Moyer looks like he's just going to be content to hold on to that wrist and take it to the third period. That's where we'll go. We'll go third period.
Go down. Oh, sorry.
That's all right. Dad knows where he wants to be, and he does go down. Changes his mind, takes bottom position, and needs to get up, score, and make this a one-point match. And then leave it on his feet at the end. There he goes. Camber comes up, isolates the hand, cuts right away. 4 seconds into the period. It's 3-2. Moyer.
In a close match, you almost always want to take bottom.
You got to, yeah. And if you're not a bottom wrestler, you got to become one.
And you just got out, you know what I mean? So you would never.
Shot, reshot, nothing there. Moyer in, double-legged temp hammer. Camera puts him in the front head, and they spin out of bounds with 1:38 to go in the third period. And this time, Camera up back to the center early. Minute 32 to go. Moyer tying up the hands. Camera Hammer with a little hand fight going here on their feet. Shot by Moyer in on the leg. Camera gets the hip down. Moyer's trying to knee slide up. Knee slides up to the edge, looking to get a double. Camera with the whizzer in. On the edge, gets 2 feet. Camera's going to get that right leg out. And they go out of bounds. And he's going to get 2 as he keeps the toes in. So that's going to be a 5-2 lead. And one thing Holden will take from this is you guys got to fight there. But, he doesn't, he's wasting time on the edge. So 5-2. He had to make something happen. Comes to his feet again. Still going to be, if he gets the escape, he'll still be within a takedown. And it makes the cut. Reshot right away. Love it. 55 seconds to go when we come back. 5-3. Hunter Moyer, this match not decided yet. Camera needs to fire off some offense. Number 2 versus number 5 at 182 pounds. .42 seconds to go. 5-3, Hunter Moyer. Goes to a Russian tie. Hammer with the underhook. Gets him on the edge and they go out of bounds.
That's where you need a little more room.
Or make a left turn.
Yeah.
So Camera's still 33 seconds to go here at 182.
So 30 seconds left. Moyer's probably going to play.
He's going to hold on to that hand. He's got to free that hand and get a shot off.
I think he's going to pull across the elbow and shoot a high crotch here. That's what you see.
Camera level changes. No shot. 14 seconds to go. Pushes to the edge. 10 seconds to go. Camera sweeps single to the edge. And comes back out front as Moyer. 6.7 to go. 5-3 Moyer. The Cape fans putting the stalling chant on. And just beats the whistle. It's going to be a caution. Get 2 of them though. 6 seconds left. Camera pummels in, looking to get that front headlock. And it's going to end 5-3. Excellent match by these two. Holden Camera.
Good match.
And Hunter Moyer. Great match. And that's going to run the team score up to 41-10. And like I said, Scott, we talked about it this week. A match like this, take out the pins, you just win the close ones and you can make it look like a blowout when it really isn't. That's kind of what's happened here. Here in the middle, Smyrna's getting the best of these state-ranked matchups. Forfeit to Tony Wiest. Makes it 47-10, and we move to 220 pounds.
And they're going to forfeit.
So Kurt Howe came over and asked referee Joe Laboza a question. And they're no, here they come. Here comes the Benedictus. So we're going to close out with a couple of sophomores. For Cape Henlopen, this is Billy Ott. He is the younger brother of Thomas Ott, former Cape Henlopen athlete, football player, 3-time state champion wrestling, and a pretty good all-state lacrosse player. And Andrew De Benedictus. De Benedictus is a junior out of Smyrna. So, Scott, Smyrna's going to win this duel, but can you imagine having one of the twins back here that used to wrestle for Smyrna?
I mean, I think there's a couple kids at that school that are pretty good wrestlers that aren't on the team, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You have
Carter and who are the twins? How their name escapes me. The crowd's coming to their feet for the last match of the night, 47-10.
Is Bennett still in school?
Nah, he graduated.
I did it.
Now, Scott, back in the 80s where you always ended with heavyweight, you could lose, 55-6, but if you're a heavyweight pin, your fans won the match. Yeah, your fans won the match.
Yeah.
This is 220, but it's the last match of the night.
So my senior year, Benny, in 12 dual meets, I got 10 forfeits as a heavyweight because it always came down to heavyweight. So unless it was close, they wouldn't send the guy out. So I'm glad that they changed it now. It makes every match worthwhile, Even though the 12 forfeits were good for me, right. I would have rather wrestled.
I was coaching in CYO. Had Andy Pakinski, former state champion from Indian River, and they forfeited to him every weekend we went up there. So I stopped bringing them when we knew the duels we were going to win. So they had a rule that forfeits didn't count as wins. Andy Pakinski was the last seed in the league tournament at the end of the year. Totally backfired.
Yeah, I think he's the one that when they did the announcement for the state tournament and the state finals, they said he was a third-team All-State chorus.
Right. Take down by Ott on the edge. Thank you, Andy Gillen. Hutchinson.
There you go.
The Twins is who I was thinking of. Technology again. Quick text message. Andy Gillen right on it.
Two tough kids, too.
Yeah, two excellent football players.
Two good football players.
All-state football.
I think the one hurt his shoulder.
Yeah, missed the season. And looking to go play college football. Smyrna's got 4 or 5 Division I prospects on that football team. So.
Yeah, Nolan Henderson's a heck of a player. I can watch him
heck of
play.
A kid. Pretty good baseball, all-conference baseball player, too.
I might actually go to some Delaware games if he's a quarterback.
Well, you know what? I have season tickets, so if my wife can't go, you can ride with me.
There you go.
Well, you bring the tailgate.
That I can do.
We'll bring Big Thunder up there to Delaware.
They're going to have to meet us up there because I'm not driving in that food truck up there.
I'm kind of referring to the Big Thunder food truck from Citadel Concepts. Scott Kammer is our color guy. That's not good on the edge. He's our color guy. He's also a sponsor, and he's the CEO of Citadel Concepts. And saw a couple of their commercials here. 2-1 on the escape. 6 seconds to go here at 2:20. I'd like to thank everybody for joining us tonight as we wrap up. Don't go away after this match. We'll cut to a commercial, and we're going to come back with the winning coach, Kurt Howell, and the tonight's outstanding wrestler, yet to be named. And we're going to interview them and get their face on camera here a little bit. And you can follow all of that on 302sports.com, 302 Sports on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Thank Nick Halliday for producing back at his residence. Another great technology thing.
Absolutely.
Get turned on in Wilmington. I'm down in Lewis, so appreciate all his help. And he knew this was a big match. He made us do sound checks at the beginning of the night. So
yeah, and this was a surprising match. I think every toss-up and everything went Smyrna's way. I mean, it's 47-10 going into the last match. I think this is a shock to a lot of people. I think this was 1 versus 2, and a lot of people in the state of Delaware thought this was evenly matched. And you got to say, Smyrna came out and took the cape.
Yes, they did.
They won all the matchups.
Well, they came out early, and they came out firing. This guy reminded me, especially with that 106 match back to 2012 when Caesar Rodney came down here, and they had a guy by the name of Shaq Dixon from Caesar Rodney. He weighed 90 pounds, and he pulled off a huge upset, and then it went to the teeth of the CR lineup, and that's how these things happen. You got a match you're supposed to win, and then you get a 7-point, 12-point swing.
Yeah, and that match really set the tone, and I think the 120 match was huge. I mean, that kid's getting my vote for OW, Nather Kohler, which was a real surprise. Sebastianelli wrestled tough. Baum wrestled tough. Arcangelo.
Well, we'll have 2 minutes and 44 seconds on a Sodal commercial to get our heads together and come up with a guy. So,
well, we got plenty of commercials, so that's good.
That's it. I love it. Thank you for putting them on YouTube because they're so easy to put in this system. I love it.
Our marketing machine's working overtime.
Absolutely. And folks, at the end of the year, we will be at the Henlopen Conference in the state tournament. Scott Cameron will be joining me for the, I know definitely the finals for the conference and possibly semifinals and finals for the state. And we'll also be joined by Damian Creighton, former 4-time Delaware State champion, wrestler at Drexel. So we'll get our 3-man team back together, Scott, here in a few weeks.
And Damian and I might have to go takedowns to see who sits in the middle.
Shot by Ott. He's in deep. Takedown. Well, I sit in the middle.
Well, you're definitely not going to.
But we'll make sure we get Damian. We'll get Damian a monitor so he can watch the commercials. I remember last year I'd give him a napkin while we were just talking about food. So Damian has a summer place down here, and he said he's always looking for a new place to eat. Well, I think you know of 8 of them.
And well, actually, yeah. Any ex-wrestler that's looking for a place to eat, I got
you got a place.
Yeah. Yeah, and we're going to open, Benny, we're opening our 10th restaurant this spring, Blue Coast Seafood.
In Rehoboth, correct?
Yeah, Blue Coast Seafood Grill and Raw Bar in Rehoboth. It'll be our 10th restaurant, catering company, the food truck. And on top of that, I have 3 or 4 golf courses.
Right.
We do the food and sports at the beach. I do the food at the Kent County Sports Complex. So, we got a pretty big operation. We got 1,000 employees.
Yeah, absolutely. It's where my son got his working start at 14 years old at the Sports at the Beach. Toughest interview he ever had.
I think it might have been in the wrestling room.
Yeah. And at one time, you guys were involved with the On the Rocks, weren't you?
That's right. Yeah, we.
Where he's at now?
Yeah, our consulting company. Yeah, actually, I think we hooked that job up for him too. Our consulting company worked at for the Delaware River Bay Authority for 5 years. One of our
he didn't like being working in a concession stand at 17 with a bunch of 14-year-olds, and he got a call to come cook. And
he got called up to the bigs.
That's right.
He got
yes,
called
he
up
did.
to the bigs. Well, AA anyway.
Scott, I got people voting on text message for the OWs.
Who do they like? Who they like?
They want 2.
2?
They want 2 guys, yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Do I get a full vote or a half vote?
You'll get half. You'll get a half vote.
I'll get a half vote?
I get the other half.
Does Chris get a half?
She probably. No.
Who's she like? Who do you like?
Who's your outstanding wrestler? Who's your outstanding wrestler? Ott gets another takedown, 7-2. She doesn't know. She's watched the action. She can tell you what they look like, but she don't know their names. She's saying 106-pounder.
Oh, there you go. I like that kid.
I do, yeah.
And I'm telling you, that's the first of many victories for that kid.
Oh, yeah, he's not done.
Yeah, he's gonna win.
Oh, the wrestling expert over here. Did you hear that?
What'd she say?
He got the momentum going. We got to get her a third headset.
She can have mine.
Yeah. I can throw a third one in there. It's not a problem. Her favorite move, Scott, in wrestling? The flippy thing.
Cement mixer, she means.
The flippy thing. This kick over cement mixer, yeah. She used to ask our son all the time, why didn't you do the flippy thing? Because I don't want him to do it all the time. That's why.
It's a super secret move. You got to save it.
That is break glass in case of emergency. Okay. Billy Ott with a 7-3 lead here. 15 seconds to go. Snaps him down. Looking to go behind. Has to return. They go out of bounds. So you got to be careful pulling guys on top of yourself.
I'll tell you what, though. Billy wrestling one of the most inspired matches of the year. He's been in and out. He had a high ankle sprain. He was hurt. He's back and forth. And he's wrestling hard here. 10 seconds left in the match, 7-3.
Scott, we might have to start opening up. I've gotten 5 text messages about who the OW should be. We have a following. And that's it. Shot by the Benedictus gets a leg takedown, 7-5, and that wraps it up for the night, folks. The Smyrna Eagles, number 1 in the state, they stay number 1 with a 47-13 victory. Folks, we're going to be right back with our outstanding wrestler, maybe wrestlers. We'll let you know, but we'll be right back. Join us for the interviews in about 2.5 minutes.
Solo Concepts is the premier restaurant group in Southern Delaware. We have 8 restaurants from Lewis all the way down to Fenwick. We have a catering company, a food truck, a soda company, a film company, and a management and a consulting company. We believe in beautiful, simple food. We like to develop the people we work with, and at the same time we have a little bit of a higher mission, and we're trying to make the world a better place. And we have a group of people that every day wake up and they get after it, and they're all focused on one thing, and they're trying to make a great company, and we're trying to make the Culinary Coast a national focus for the United States as a food destination. I think we've done a really good job of that in the past few years. The daily grind of the restaurant can be very difficult. You're dealing with alcohol, food, and people. Those are 3 highly volatile things. So sometimes it's better to have a little bit of a higher calling, a little bit of a higher purpose, that as a group we're trying to get together, stick together, and be about something. And for us, it kind of gets us through the hard seasons and the hard times that we can rely on each other. We have about 150 full-time year-round employees, and then every season we hire, I think this year we hired about 270 people. So we have 270 seasonal people spread out throughout the whole county. And for me, it's great. And some of these people started out as 15-year-old busboys working with us, and now they're lawyers and doctors and business executives throughout the world, and they still come back and they have a relationship with us. So it's been a really nice experience for us that we're so connected to the community, and we can develop people on so many different levels. We want to support the people that we work with. We want all of our employees to have what they need to grow and be professional. And we may open 10 more restaurants. We may open 100 more restaurants. But all we know at the end of the day is we want to stick together, and we have a great group of people, and I'm really proud of them. I'm proud of everybody. This was a really trying year, and it's a testament to the team that Matt put together that we flourished after a tragedy. And the stronger and better we can make Southern Delaware, the better our restaurant group's going to be.
And folks, welcome back to Cape 11 High School. And it's been decided two outstanding wrestlers of the night. And we're going to start here first with the 106-pounder, Dylan Andruzzi. And Dylan, let's move that mic a little closer to your mouth, right? You came in 0-17. Actually, I talked to Coach Howe on Sunday, and he said, we talked about you're a good wrestler, and it's just a matter of time. He just didn't want you to get the beatings to start. And look at the camera. Let people see who you are. All right? He didn't want the beatings to get to you. But tonight, you got it rolling. You had the big pin. What do you weigh, 85 pounds?
88.
88 pounds. You got the big pin at 106. Talk a little bit about that match and the momentum and what you felt coming into the match.
I wrestled the kid at a scrimmage earlier in the year, and I thought that this was probably my best chance at winning, so I just went out there and wrestled.
When you went out, he took it to you early. He kind of looked like he ran out of steam, and you just like a shark in the water. When you had that half Nelson, what was going through your mind? Were you thinking pin or just save on? What am I doing here? Talk about when you went out from front and ran that half Nelson.
I was just trying to get some back points and keep him on his back and try and get the pin.
Now I noticed you turned around right away and you saw what your team was doing there on the bench, right? Mm-hmm. I don't think anybody's feet were on the floor. No, nobody's feet on the floor. The freshman, 85-pound, Dylan Andruzzi, he's our co-wrestler of the night. And our other wrestler of the night, the number 4 ranked Nick Naricola. He doesn't just get a win over number 2. He gets a big stick and just keeps the momentum going. Talk about that. That's a huge match for you going up against a defending state champ. I know talking to your dad and talking to you, last year didn't end the way you wanted to. Was a little bit out of the mission coming into this year. What happened tonight?
Well, to start, Dylan, he kind of set the tempo on my match because I wasn't really expecting it, but I'm really proud of him, and I actually wrestled out there with confidence, and there was no point in my mind that I wasn't going to lose this match.
Yeah, you came out early, you came out hot. I thought you had a couple chances to pin him in that match with that near side cradle, and but you got the big stick at the end, and I mean, everybody came off the floor for months or next month. Still on the road, Nick first. About your team down the road, you got the big rivalry. Actually, they're both
stayed there. Has been some downs with Smyrna, but if we keep moving, I think we'll do great.
And how about you? Coming in as you're a freshman in the season, right before state duels.
It just depends. I don't know.
Newark, Delaware. Come in day or night to watch your favorite on our many TVs. Wings, which are the official wings of 302sports.com. Remember, you can always order online to take home our world famous wings.
Should have been a basketball player. Andrews, he got that. Talk about how exciting that kid.
I didn't know I could jump like that, and he had some opportunity.
The Harmon was a weight cut. It was only and he just
there. He did much weight, and what a great little kid.
We talked Sunday about him, about wrestling. You were saying, I hope not tonight that we had that conversation, and he said, I said,
we've been working, and great thing to see performance tonight.
And I said co-wrestler tonight, Nick, was that lot, and I think tonight was the first step in rebuilding what happened last year.
Yeah, I always, it didn't end good. He had a good season,
right,
but it didn't end good. I think there were just like 2 bad matches he had in states last year. But I've always said this about Nick. He's a slow starter, and a strong finisher. It takes a while. Sometimes we have to beat him over the head with with some of the techniques that he's doing and adjusting. But he is such a hard worker. He comes to little wrestler practice and works out with his brother, and then that's on top of high school practice and
school.
Lifts weights and his academics but. He struggled in early going this year. It was it was a lot of that stuff, and then he got a concussion,
right?
And so we had to go through the concussion protocol. He couldn't wrestle in Milford or the Beast, and then and then he struggled with his weight a little bit. He missed weight one match, and we were we were debating if we could ever get him going. And then last weekend is where he stepped up, and that's when we realized he's going to start turning the corner. Last weekend when we were at the Virginia Duels, he just he went 4-0. Beat some really good competitors. I mean, he just looked good in doing it, and so we thought he had he would have the ability to be there tonight, and of course Caruso is a great, tough kid,
defending state champ,
defending state champ. You can't, and he just comes at you real hard. He's hard to break out of his position and stance. And
Coach, that was no fluke pin. He had a couple other. He slapped him in a cradle too earlier in the match. Nick Natacola came in on a mission.
Yeah, I think I don't know if it was a mission. I just think I just think he's turning the corner. I feel like he is, and hopefully we can just keep that mental peak going and keep him on.
Now let's go. Let's talk about the Smyrna Eagles. Been a lot of questions about your team this year, and I think a lot of them were answered tonight. I got caught up in it. I ranked you guys number 2, and of course, I got a lot of, how can you do that? And I said, look, you got a team that had 3 guys miss weight. In December, there's problems that need to be fixed. They will be fixed. Don't get me wrong, but I think Smyrna has to earn it, and I think you did tonight. You earned that number 1 ranking.
Yeah, I think we go through growing pains. I don't know if it's my coaching style. Maybe I'm a slow starter too.
Right.
But I think you're right. We had to hammer out. We had some long, hard talks and did a lot of running. Dealing with some of the issues in the beginning of the year, and one of the issues was something we couldn't. Had no control over.
Sure.
As our football
team being in the state
championships, and you have guys like Larson and Hunter, and of course our heavyweight Eli starting the season 4 weeks into this.
And then you got to miss the beast. I mean, you can't put him in the beast.
You can't put him there. I mean, at first they wanted to, but I think after 2 practices, they came up to me together and said, "I don't think we're ready."
We'll wait 1 more week. So, Coach, 47-10, huge win. Like I said, a lot of questions answered. The prognosticators 29, 28, 27, and I was even surprised to look 5 matches in, and I looked down my sheet. I'm 24 points. Excellent job tonight. I think a lot of it was your kids came in fired up. A lot of talk. People say Central can people. Cape can. This is the year. This is Cape's year, and I think your guys walked in here and they silenced the crowd early, and they sent a message to Division I.
Yeah, I think they heard it. They heard the chatter about we had to admit, like we have a few holes in our lineup that we had to fix, but tonight they look pretty good. Those holes look pretty good, and hopefully we can continue to step up and keep moving in the right direction.
Coach, congratulations on the big win tonight. 2 big matches to go. The big rivalry. Well, they're both rivalries. Sussex Central and Cedar Rodney. They're rivalries to Smyrna Wrestling. Congratulations. Good luck the rest of the season. We'll be back on with 302 Sports. We'll be with Smyrna again. Good luck, Coach. Folks, we'll be right back with a wrap up.
This place is for everybody. Actually, my entire family signed up. So my wife, my children, my young son comes in. My son's only.
I'm just going to do a quick wrap up and I'm done.
Kids classes, we have the fitness class if you're just looking for really in shape. Obviously, the jiu-jitsu class is what I come here for.
Every time I walk through that door, I'm unbelievably happy that I'm here. It's just a reminder of all the energy and effort that I've put in.
Even if you just watch a class first, you won't know until you try.
Welcome back, folks. Benny Mitchell with 302 Sports. I want to thank Scott Camera, Kristen Mitchell with the camera. Thank you to Bob Slenta at Cape Henlopen High School getting us in here and able to get this broadcast off and running. Again, 47-10. Smyrna opened it up early. A couple huge upsets by our co-wrestlers of the night. Dylan Andruzzi, the 85-pound guy that wrestles 106, and then Nick Natacola with the pin over the defending state champ Anthony Caruso. That just got the Eagles fired up, ready to go, and I think Coach Howe he addressed it. There was issues early. They've got it together. Big win over the number 2 team in the state, and looking forward to a couple more matches with Smyrna this year and the state duel. So from Cape Henlopen High School, I'm Benny Mitchell for 302 Sports. Have a good night.